Good morning, good morning. What's up, guys? Still waking up a little bit here, not gonna lie. So bear with me here if I'm acting a little retarded. Um oh no, I said retarded. Anyway, how you guys doing? How you guys doing this morning? There is so much news to cover. There's a lot of news to cover. I think I counted the articles last night and I have about 22 stories pulled up. I believe that was the number I got. So lots to cover. Lots to cover today. And I'm going to try to get through as much of it as possible. I'm not going to end at the hour mark today, for sure. We're definitely going to go longer than an hour. Definitely longer than an hour today. So I hope you guys are ready for some news. And it's not all doom and gloom. I titled it today that there are some nicer stories. I do have some nicer stories that I'm going to do towards the end. The goal of my show going forward, I'm going to look for nicer stories to end off with. That way it's not all doom and gloom. Because there are a lot of stories that I have that are quite horrendous, but you know, that's kind of the world we live in, and I don't want it to be all black pill. So I'm gonna look for some better stories to talk about as well. And then of course, if you guys have any stories that you want to send me, you should direct them to me on Twitter. Or you can send them to my Discord. It is free to join the Discord. You can join that anytime you want. If you need a link to the Discord, if you're not already on the Discord, just hit me up, or I can send one to the chat. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Talk about this story first. One thing I did forget to do, because I stayed up a little bit later than I should have. One thing I did forget to do is organize my stories, because usually I'll put them in an order to kind of go through, and I did not do that. Because there's a few stories that are related, so let me just make sure that I have these collected together. No, not that one. Is that it? Okay, I think we're good. I thought there was another story. Oh, yeah, there is, there is. Where is it? Whoa, what happened here? Okay. It almost made me lose an article. Like, try to make me go somewhere else. Something I do want to comment on, guys, by the way, places like Rolling Stone and the Wall Street Journal, you know how they like charge you to read their articles? Yahoo doesn't. Yahoo doesn't charge you to read their articles. You know, food for thought. I thought that was interesting. Like, I have an article pulled up from the Rolling Stone we'll be talking about here in a little bit, and I don't pay for the Rolling Stone. Where I had this story. I was sent it by Mad Stork. And now I don't see it. I know there it is. Okay, we're gonna start with this one. Because this one's really bad. This one's a few days old. Hello, what's up? Oh no, the R word. I know, I said retard. Uh-oh. We'll just start off with an ad before we go into things. Let's see. Oh, we got a controller ad. Let's do the controllers. Controller ad. And then let's accept that. Guys, are you ready to level up your game? AIM Controllers is where custom meets unbeatable value, and right now it's the best deal of the year. We start with official Sony and Xbox controllers, fully compatible with console and PC, no functionality lost. Then you go wild with custom features, smart bumpers, paddles, grips, stick height, custom buttons, even design your own PS5 snap panels. And here's the part no one else is doing. Lifetime warranty on all modified parts. That's right, lifetime. What other company does that exactly? Normally, a fully loaded setup could run you $400, but during our one price promo, it's just $209 or $182 with the European currency. No matter how many features you add, use code RUMBLE at checkout, lock it in, this is your sign. Go to aimcontrollers.com and build the last controller you'll ever need. Hell yeah, guys. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because we probably are going to talk about these stories for quite a while. I want to make sure I get the ad out of the way. What are you guys saying in the chat? I watched Cash's hearing, or whatever it's called, Dog and Pony Show. Yeah, well, why did they haul him in front of Congress? I don't even have that story pulled up. That's something I'll look at later. Hell, my machines at work are old enough that retard still meant backwards. We advanced forwards, or retard reverse the alignment of the paper and printing. What? I've never heard that. Retard as in reverse? I've never heard it used in such a way. I'm back on no quarter, no grace, hair trigger defenses. Wait, how did that come up? Anyway, guys, I don't have kids, but if you do have kids, this is a story you should be aware about. I'm sure you got, those of you that have kids are already concerned about this. What's up, Mad Stork? I heard you woke up early now because it is part of your 12-step program to stop being a bish. Kinda? Anyway, hold them in front of Congress to make sure we all know they're tyrannical asshats. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what did he get hauled in front of Congress for? Anyway, of course, I didn't have this pulled up. Well, good thing I didn't switch to it for you guys yet. Let me make sure that I have the correct window displaying. Okay, that has a different story up. Here we go. Well, Mad Stork, this is the one that Mad Stork wanted me to talk about. Which is this, I did see this story. And it does matter. It's just like, this is so fucked up, dude. Already cussing at the beginning of the video. Anyway. Guys, we have this from the New York Post. Of course, this is coming with the fallout of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Teacher allegedly showed Charlie Kirk assassination video to 10 and 11-year-olds, told students he deserved to be killed. Now, this teacher, he repeatedly showed children the assassination videos, including the close-up one. A public school teacher has been suspended after allegedly showing a video of Charlie Kirk's assassination to students as young as 10 in his class, authorities in Canada said. This is a Canadian. Canada is a silly place. Canada is a very silly place. The teacher also suggested that Kirk deserved to be killed and gave the young students a speech about anti-fascism and transgender issues, according to a report. Quote, several students from his class went home and complained to their parents, traumatized at witnessing the on-camera death, which they were forced to witness numerous times over. Dude, that's literally traumatizing. I saw the video, the close-up video of Charlie Kirk. That is not something children should see. I don't even recommend most adults see it. It's horrific. Parents subsequently reached out to the school administrators, who will be putting him on leave at the start of the school day, September 12th, 2025. While playing this video repeatedly, he gave a speech to his students regarding anti-fascism, anti-trans, and how Charlie Kirk deserved for this to occur. A letter was sent home on Friday to all students affected by the showing of the video, calling the teacher's alleged behavior extremely troubling and completely disturbing. During class, students were said to have been shown a portion of a violent video in response to questions being asked about a recent tragic event in the United States. Read the letter signed by Corvette Junior Public School Principal Jennifer Kopte. The letter stated that the video was allegedly shown to students in grades 5 and 6, typically aged 10 to 11, by a staff member who was supervising a French immersion class and was not the regular teacher. So, what, like a substitute? This is a substitute teacher just traumatizing a group of kids? And I just want to add here, right? Why are we not live streaming these classrooms? Like, we should do it on a day's delay, right? Like, let's say it's Tuesday. Well, then you show the video of Monday. You show the video of Monday. You release that somewhere on like a school's YouTube page or something. That way people can see what you're actually teaching your children, but then we don't put the children at risk of anything. You can blur their faces or whatever. And then, you don't want an actual live feed of the classroom for many different reasons. But you can record the classrooms, and then you'd be able to show your parents. That way your parents could be watching it when they're bored or something. Maybe they want to cook some food or something. And they're like, I'm wondering what my kid is learning, and they just put on the live stream, and they can hear passively what the teacher's teaching their child. That way they can find out, wait, hang on a minute, what did they say? Go back, and then they find out they said some fucked shit, and then they can go and address their child. I think the classroom should be recorded. Absolutely, especially public classrooms. I want to know what these teachers are teaching kids. Let's see, what else does it say? While an investigation must still be conducted to learn all of the details, the report of this incident extremely troubling and completely unacceptable. We recognize the seriousness of this matter and have taken immediate steps to follow all appropriate policies and procedures. The teacher has been relieved of all teaching responsibilities pending the outcome of the investigation and will not be at the school. The letter continued, assistance is being offered to any children traumatized by the incident. I also want to assure you that it is our top priority for supporting students. Social work support has been made available to the school. I will be visiting the class along with a member of our social work team, to check in with students and provide support. Yeah, I mean, 10 and 11-year-olds watching a violent assassination of a political, or not even a political figure, literally just a commentator, a debate commentator, dude. Like, this was so messed up about this. You have this guy in Canada. He's not even a part of the United States, and here he is celebrating one of the most moderate people that we have to bridge the gap between the two sides. I'm not calling Charlie Kirk a moderate. I'm saying one of the most moderate among us. When you know, if you're to label popular and famous people on the right or conservatives, Charlie Kirk would be one of the most moderate. He was able to bridge that gap between the two sides. And then you have some, teacher, well, it's not even a teacher, some substitute teacher in Canada showing children his death. It's insane. Oh, let's see. We don't need to spend too much more time on that. I just wanted to show you guys that one because that is something you should be aware about. Okay, class. I know I'm the sub today, so let's put on a video, and then he shows it shows the Charlie Kirk thing, and he deserved it because he's friends with the orange man who wants to take Alberta. Yeah, fire that person. They are straight up grooming kids into a death cult. We have to have no quarter, no grace for these demons. The cultists learned during COVID teleschool that filming their lessons gets them caught, just like how the demons are against body cams now. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Body cams for the teachers. Body cams for the teachers. Record these classrooms. I don't want to like a direct live feed. Maybe give it a like days delay and blur the kids' faces and stuff. But I want to. I absolutely think we should know what these teachers are teaching kids. Absolutely. An adult in a classroom full of 20 plus kids. They could be teaching them anything. I don't want that. No. There's all kinds of shady shit that teachers do anyway. If they're going to be in a classroom full of other people's kids, I think they should be recorded. Absolutely. I got a hard stance on that. Hard stance. Body cams for teachers is a great idea. Body cams for teachers, that way when they go and, try to mess with kids in whatever way, or they want to teach them some weird stuff, we have it all on camera. What other story I want to talk about? Let's talk about this one first. Guys, we have this one in the thumbnail. And what's up, Melted? I see you in the chat. What's up, dude? And then let's jump to this one. So this is one that Tim was talking about yesterday on the show. And yeah, dude, this is insane. Absolutely insane. Left-wing streamer Stephen Bunnell, aka Destiny, calls for conservatives to be killed more often so that they will be afraid to attend events or speak out. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the only comments that Destiny has made over the years. This is just the most recent one of his comments to call for violence. Left-wing streamer Steve Bunnell, aka Destiny, called for conservatives to be killed more often so they will be afraid to attend events or speak out. TP USA founder and conservative political activist Charlie Kirk was gunned down last week by a far-left assassin who lived with a transgender partner. Last summer, President Trump was almost assassinated when he was shot in the ear by a left-wing gunman at a campaign event. Radical leftists have been violently attacking and threatening conservatives for years, and this left-wing streamer is openly calling for more violence. Quote, "You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events, so they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there is any fear, like, I don't know." And yeah, I mean, it goes on to say more, but that is a quote from somebody. I'm not going to play the video. I don't even know if I was supposed to read that quote. Honestly, I might get in trouble with YouTube. But that is what he said. I've seen the video a few times. That is word for word what he said. Directly calling for violence. This guy is directly calling for violence. Keep in mind, this is the same guy that didn't care when that father was killed at the Trump rally. When Trump was shot, like actually shot in the ear, the bullets went past him and killed a firefighter and a father. And Destiny said that he deserved it because he was a Trump supporter. Yeah, killing in a sense, exactly. This is a real simple conversation. Call to violence, straight to jail. Straight to jail. Body cams for all government employees is a good idea. Absolutely, yeah. If they're going to be using our tax dollars for living life, yeah, absolutely. Wait, should we do body cams for welfare recipients? I'm joking. Or am I? Anyway, I want Destiny, and I'm serious about this, to be called before Congress to testify. I want him to be asked about Twitch and his words. Yeah, I made a tweet about this, and gotta love Destiny and Hassan. Yeah, I know, right? Mad Stork, that's a great idea. Yeah, no, I made a tweet about this. We should be investigating Twitch to find out if ignoring this stuff on purpose. Now, as to my opinion on whether or not they're ignoring this on purpose, I would say yes, but that is my opinion, which I have plenty of evidence for, but it's my opinion. And I want them to be investigated, because Destiny isn't the only person. Destiny's no longer on Twitch. He was, excuse me. He was banned off Twitch, but you could haul him, you could haul Kick in front of court. Kick is the streaming platform he uses now, but Hassan uses Twitch. So Twitch and Kick. Twitch is clearly in violation of 230 because of selective enforcement. Absolutely. The fact that they would remove Destiny and keep Hassan is utterly ridiculous, considering Hassan has actually made worse comments. Well, I don't know, Destiny might have topped it with this one, but you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. When is enough enough? Prominent conservatives were outraged over the left-wing streamer's call to violence. They have a tweet from Tim here. We have already canceled events due to security issues, have an increase in death threats. Destiny is saying this is to encourage more assassinations despite the fact that everyone is already on edge. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to live events. This should be the final straw for Destiny on every platform. Completely unacceptable, completely beyond the pale. Yeah, so it's just showing comments from a bunch of people. Yeah, the Destiny needs to be arrested for calls to violence. At what point in this country did calls to violence become protected speech? I was always under the assumption that calls to violence were never protected speech. So if someone could clarify that for me, I would sincerely appreciate it. Whenever has a call to violence been protected speech, unless you're calling for someone to defend themselves? Let's see. Oh, okay. Anyway, reading something. Oh, there you go, guys. If you guys aren't in the Discord already, there's the Discord link. Build a prison on Mars. Yeah, but then what if Mars ends up like Australia? I don't want to share a country with these people. Now I don't want to share a planet with them. Yeah, I mean, these people are just evil, man. These people are just evil. Like, literally, Destiny knows who Charlie Kirk is. It's not like Destiny doesn't know who Charlie Kirk is. Destiny is a chronically online individual. All he does is look at things online. He knows who Charlie Kirk is. He's just being disingenuous, and he knows that his side is losing, whatever his side is at this point. He's also facing a bunch of different allegations for sexual assault and stuff, so who knows? This guy's just a scumbag. I don't know if the allegations are true or not, you know, innocent until proven guilty, but regardless, even if that isn't true, he's still a piece of shit for calling for more death and violence. I don't want anything to happen to Destiny, violently. I don't want anything violent to happen to him, but he should absolutely be placed behind bars. You're pretty pissed again. Yeah, I understand. I understand why you are. You know, that's why I'm gonna try to end with some nicer stories, because I don't want everyone to be doom and gloom and black-pilled. I mean, here's a little bit nicer story, but you know, Hades and I were talking about this last night, and I do have some problem with this. Watch. I would do that 100%. Trump says he would designate Antifa and other radical groups as domestic terror organizations. He wants RICO charges brought because they should be put in jail. My criticism of this is, do it. Why are you saying you're going to do it? Do it. I would do that 100%. Okay, do it. Sign a paper right now. Like, to have someone draft one up. Just like you did for Trendeya Aragua and whatever else, MS-13. Just draft one up. Like, what? That's my criticism. I would do that 100%. Okay, do it. President Trump on Monday told reporters that he is 100% willing to designate violent radical left-wing groups as domestic terrorist organizations in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination last week. I think it would start with Pam Bondi, Trump said. Charlie Kirk, 31, was assassinated by a left-wing terrorist, later identified as a 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, during a speaking event in Utah. Yeah, we already know about this. 33-hour manhunt. Robinson was turned over. Trump on Sunday confirmed that a large group of leftists and those funding the left-wing violence are already under major investigation. President Trump last month called for far-left billionaire George Soros and his son Alex Soros to be investigated and charged under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, for being the main funders and supporters of violent far-left rioters, which I'm sure that they can confirm that. I'm sure that they would be able to confirm that George Soros has been funding all of these different prosecutors and judges to let people out early without bail, or, you know, giving them shorter sentences than they should. I'm sure you could find evidence that George Soros has been funding some of these riots and some of these protesters. That's just my opinion, though. That's what I think he's doing. But they're doing an investigation. If they find that they didn't, then I guess they didn't. I don't know if I'll believe that, but we'll see. Many of these left-wing rioters, likely most of them, are paid agitators, as President Trump noted. As the Gateway Pundit reported, companies that provide participants and demonstrators for events like protests are seeing a massive surge in interest since Trump took office, with one company, Crowds on Demand, reporting a 400% increase in demand compared to last year. This is especially notable because there was an election last year, which surely created an increased demand. Crowds on Demand CEO Adam Swart revealed in July that his company turned down $20 million to provide paid protesters for nationwide anti-Trump protests, which he feared could turn violent. He should turn over who tried to pay him that. Absolutely should turn over who tried to pay him that. I say we arrest all Tylers in the USA and lock them up, just to be sure they all suck. What? I said what I said. Wow, Mad Stork. You know what? I feel like Mad Stork's name is secretly Tyler. Mad Stork's name is secretly Tyler. He just doesn't want us to know. He's advocating for Tylers to be arrested, but he's actually a Tyler himself. He's one of those people. You know, it will take a while before I realize I don't have the story up. I'm half asleep, man. I did not sleep well last night. It's okay. It's not like there's anything interesting to see here. I want Trump to do this. I just don't know if he actually will. It's one thing to say you will, another thing to actually do it. Here's the video.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Given with all the that's going on with Charlie Kirk's assassination and the left wing, a lot of left wing violence going on, do you have plans? And actually, this is a great opportunity with all these. Do you plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start with Pam, I think. But I would, if you give me, I would do that 100%. And others also, by the way. But Antifa is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can think of?
There are other groups, yeah. There are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder. And also, I've been speaking to the Attorney General about bringing RICO against some of the people that you've been reading about that have been putting up millions and millions of dollars for agitation. These aren't protests. These are crimes, what they're doing, where they're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. And
I mean, he's absolutely right. So I guess watching the video, that does help clarify things a little bit. But still, he needs to do that. He needs to be speaking with everyone he needs to be speaking with. If his cabinet decides that that's the proper course to take, do it. Like, what are we waiting for? I mean, because this story is a couple days old now, I think, right? Or was this yesterday? Gateway Pundit posted this. Okay, well, Gateway Pundit posted it yesterday. But still, let's see if we'll see if we get anything this week. It still hasn't even been, guys. It still hasn't even been a week. It hasn't been a week yet. It's only been 6 days. It's only been 6 days. Yeah, Bush, it is not a slow news day, dude. I have 22 articles up. Come on, man. You're just trying to... is it Sebastian? I'm currently working on 3 hours of sleep. I'm working off of a solid, what, 5? No, wait. Maybe. Something like that. Anyway. Solid 5 hours of sleep. Maybe. Anyway. Ricky Retardo? Anyway. That's Stork. That's Stork's name is Ricky Retardo. Here, let's see if we can play some more of this.
they come in with beautiful...
Because Trump's not wrong here. These people paying millions of dollars for protesters. Should that be legal? Like, genuine question. Should we allow people to work as paid protesters? What is the benefit of that? Genuine question. I actually want to think this out with you guys. What is the benefit of having paid protesters from either side? Let's say our side was doing it. What's the benefit of that, having an artificial protest? Should we not just sign a law to make that illegal? That sounds like you're inciting violence. You have to pay someone to protest when you have to work. Yes, but that's creating an artificial protest, creating artificial backing behind an idea. I love that Slow News Day has become like a slur. Absolutely it has. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You have to pay someone to protest too. They are acting as your representative. No, they're not. They're not acting as my representative. They're acting as a millionaire's representative, Stork. I know you're trying to play devil's advocate, but that's a bad one right there. They're not acting as my representative. If they're acting as my representative, they would go and do it for free. You can prosecute the person paying if they do something illegal as an accomplice. Well, then do that, because all of these paid protests, a lot of these I shouldn't say all. Never say all. Never deal in absolutes. Only Siths deal in absolutes. Most of these paid protesters end up turning violent, or most of these groups that go out with paid protesters turn violent. So yes, absolutely, you should go after these people. I don't think the government should have the power to restrict what is and isn't a job or determine what is. Well, they do though. But they do though. Fully semi-auto, or full semi-auto. Send Joroj and his ilk to the prison planet of Mars. Again, shitty gov. Do you want Mars to end up like Australia? I don't want them to own Mars. It just sounds like we're creating problems for the future. Anyway, let's play the rest of this.
Beautiful new car. They're so proud. It's Border Patrol, ICE, it's got whatever it is. And they're throwing rocks at it. And after 50 yards, it looks like an old beat-up vehicle. It was just brand new. It was just bought for the purposes. And they don't have to take that anymore. I let it be known. We'll take responsibility. They don't have to take it anymore. And they don't want to take it. They were told by a past administration, it became almost a culture, if somebody throws a rock at you, do nothing. If somebody spits in your face, do nothing. And I say, when they spit, you hit. Do whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
You do whatever the hell you want. I watch it so sick. It makes.
Hey, that's fair, though. That's fair. You cannot spit on someone. That's an attack. That is an attack. Can't spit on someone. See, leftists will say that it's fine to spit on someone, but it's not fine to have an opposing opinion. That's what's crazy. Sending leftists to Mars is a wonderful idea. They either work to survive, giving up their leftist ideas, or, whatever happens, happens. But, Stork, what if they create their communist lefty utopia and then lock us out? Mars is okay to be a prison planet. I thought one of Jupiter's moons was more habitable for humans. We can colonize that and shun Mars. Yeah, I think we should put them on a moon. I don't know about this Mars stuff. The Martians attacked them, Stork. I've seen the movie Mars Attack. I know things. Oh, wow.
Made me. For 4 years, I had to sit home and watch people screaming at policemen and spitting in their face, and they weren't able to do anything. They just had a grin and bear it. They're standing up like a piece of steel. And they're women, in many cases, women. You can see they're professional agitators. I had one the other night. I had 4 the other night, all in one group. Total phonies.
How do you know they wouldn't, Stork? How do you know they wouldn't create their perfect communist utopia?
I started to scream
on
when
Mars.
I got into a restaurant. Oh, something with Palestine.
Absolutely killing it. Spit and get hit, dude. Spit and get hit. The left will call for violence when you say words. We call for violence when you spit on someone, shove them, push them. All that good stuff. That's an attack. You cannot spit on someone. That's what is that? That's at least assault, maybe even battery. Can't do that.
I said, well, I'm doing a great job for peace in the Middle East. I should get lots of awards for that, right? With the Abraham Accord.
Motherfucker, peace in the Middle East. Oh, okay, hang on. Sir Trump. Sir Trump, peace in the Middle East. We're going to jump to this next story, guys. Jump to this next story. Sir. Peace in the Middle East. Interesting you say that. So we have this story from the Associated Press. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. Is this the Middle East? Guys, is Israel in the Middle East? I forget. Is Israel in the Middle East? Oh, it is, huh? Israel is in the Middle East. Oh, did Israel just hit one of our allies? Oh, they did. They hit Qatar. Oh, right. Did they talk to the United States before they did that? No? Oh, wow. Peace in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East, guys. Hell yeah. Israel's defense minister says Gaza is burning after heavy strikes overnight across Gaza City. I'm giving my regular update as to what's going on in Gaza. Guys, screw Palestine, screw Israel. But Israel's absolutely committing a genocide at this point. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Israel's committing a genocide. Where are these people going to go when they shove them out of Gaza City? Are they going to end up here in the United States? They're going to seek asylum here in the United States? Fuck that, dude. I don't want them here. Stop messing with their home. Stop fighting with them. You guys just stop it. Just stop it, all right? And at the very least, because I truly don't actually care, we need to stop funding it. That's what I care about. We need to stop funding it. Why are we still sending money over there? Why are we still sending money? Why are we still sending weapons? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They're just murdering women and children in the streets. And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. They're quite literally murdering women and children in the streets. I will say it again. This is not my own statistics. This is not American statistics. This is not Democrat statistics. This is statistics from the IDF itself. 8 out of 10 people killed in Gaza have nothing to do with Hamas. So for every 2 Hamas they kill, they had to kill 8 innocent people. They had to kill 8 innocent people to get 2 Hamas people. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. I hope all those children you killed were worth the couple of, terrorists you got. I hope it was worth it. Because I'm of the opinion that it's better that one guilty person go free, it's better that 10 guilty people go free than one innocent person suffer, but that's just me. Israel's defense minister said Tuesday that Gaza is burning after heavy strikes overnight targeted Gaza City, with America's top diplomat signaling an intensive operation targeting the Gaza Strip's biggest city may be underway. The comments by Defense Minister Israel, this guy came up in the last story I talked about Israel. If you live in Israel, your name should not be Israel. You should. Why would you name your kid after the country? It's ridiculous. Can we start naming some kids United States? Start naming some kids 50 states. Name them America, North America. You gotta specify though, because there's South America. You don't want to be associated with South America. As U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio prepared to travel to Qatar, where he planned to meet with officials there still incensed over Israel's strike last week that killed 5 Hamas members and local security officials. While Arab and Muslim nations denounced the strike at a summit Monday, they stopped short of any major action targeting Israel, highlighting the challenge of diplomatically pressuring any change in Israel's conduct in the grinding Israel-Hamas war. Rubio, speaking to journalists while leaving Israel for Qatar, suggested that the offensive had begun. Well, as you saw, the Israelis have begun to take operations there, so we think we have a very short window of time in which a deal can happen. We don't have months anymore, and we probably have days and maybe a few weeks, so it's a key moment, an important moment. I don't like that statement. That just sounds like we're letting Israel take the lead. I'm not even trying to be biased here, guys. That statement quite literally says that we're letting Israel take the lead. Well, as you saw, the Israelis have begun to take operations there, so I think we have a very short window of time in which a deal can happen. That's literally them saying, well, Israel's going to start another war, so we don't have much time before that happens. That's essentially what he's saying. Great. Awesome. Love it. Why are we allied with them? Why are they... I don't understand this. Why are we allies with them? I don't want to be allied with anyone in the Middle East. It seems like everyone over there is just pieces of crap. What do they grow in Gaza? Poppies for opium, as they should. There's cities left in Gaza. What's left to burn down? LOL. Well, they have Tyler, it's a celebration. Their fireworks. Goodness. Always thought. Okay, well that's on the other story. In a just system, yes, Blackstone's formulation works. In war, so how does that work in war, Mad Stork? I know that's how it works in a justice system, but how does it work for war? How many people is it okay to kill that are innocent to get your enemy? Genuine question. Because I would say none. You should never kill innocent people. Even if they're on the side of your enemy, if they're not actively fighting in the war, why are you killing them? I understand you're saying the Blackstone's formulation doesn't work in war, so I'm asking you, how many civilians is it okay to murder to get one soldier on the opposing side? How many civilians is too much to get one soldier? It's a genuine question. Because right now, the ratio is 4-1. Or 8-2, however you want to break that down. Right now in Gaza, the breakdown, 666 civilians, right? Yeah, there we go. That's how many. For every one soldier, 666 civilians. Jeez, no, that's ridiculous. No. I don't have a good answer. War is war. I can tell you in some wars it's more than others. But that's my point, is like, there's not really a good answer for that because it's not a good thing to do. There's not a good answer for that because instinctually, and you can't deny this, Stork, instinctually you know that is fucking wrong. You know it's wrong to kill innocent people. And I understand that it's war, but these people, these aren't people going to war with Israel. These are people walking routes that they had set up to go and get aid and then getting shot while they're walking that route. Unarmed, just trying to get some food, shot, dead. That's what I'm talking about. Our preference, our number one choice, is that this ends through a negotiated settlement while acknowledging the dangers and an intensified military campaign posed to Gaza. The only thing worse than a war is a protracted one that goes on forever and ever. At some point, this has to end. At some point, Hamas has to be defanged, and we hope it can happen through negotiation. But I think time, unfortunately, is running out. Yeah, I mean, we're basically just backing. We're just backing Israel. The Shifa hospital in Gaza City received the bodies of 12 people killed in the strike that hit multiple houses, with another 90 wounded arriving at the facility in recent hours. It was a heavy night. A Gaza City resident sheltering near the Shifa hospital. The Israeli military has not responded to questions for hours over whether or not the offensive had begun. However, Katz seemed to signal it was underway in a post on social media platform X. Gaza is burning, he wrote. The Israeli military is striking with an iron fist at the terrorist infrastructure, and Israeli soldiers are fighting heroically to create the conditions for the release of the hostages and the defeat of Hamas. We will not relent, and we will not go back until the completion of the mission. They're going to go in. They're going to take everyone out, guys. That's where we're at here. That's where we're at. And of course, they have to bring up October 7th. Always got to bring up October 7th, even though they have killed, what is it now, 50 times? Oh, no, now we're at 60 times. They've killed 60 times the people that were killed on October 7th. And I'm supposed to care. I'm supposed to care that October 7th happened. Absolutely disgusting thing that happened, yes. But it's kind of hard to give a crap when you're basically doing it right back 60 times over. 60 times over. I think they got their retribution a while ago. That's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Do you feel that murder and killing are the same things? Genuine question. I first had this debate about 20 years ago. Killing and murder. Well, murder is the legal definition, and killing is just the ending of something's life. So, there is a distinction there. My only comment related to this is, I don't know, Genesis 18:23-32. I don't know Bible verses killing it. There's a big difference between civilian collateral damage and what Israel seems to be doing. Yeah, that's kind of my point, right, Boosh? Like, yes, civilian collateral damage might happen. There was a lot of things that happened during the Afghanistan war. Some children got killed. I don't blame our soldiers for doing that because they were using children as weapons. But again, I don't think they were just blindly killing people. No, murder is not the same as killing. Yeah, I agree. It's not the same as killing. They got a lot and his family out of there and bombed the ish out of Sodom and Gomorrah. Serious question. Are we just as bad for being in Afghanistan for 20 years after 9/11? You know, that's debatable, right? I mean, how many people did we kill in Afghanistan? Especially because that was all based on a lie. Afghanistan had nothing to do with 9/11. So I would say yes, actually, Boosh. That's probably a really hot take, but actually, yes. I would say we are. How many people did the United States kill in Afghanistan? Not the troops' fault, but yes, we are just as bad. Yeah. Like, I don't blame the IDF troops necessarily. They're just following orders, right? They're at war. But it's ultimately the government. Let's see. The cost of the war project estimated the war in Afghanistan resulted in 176,000 deaths, including 46,000 Afghan civilians, 69,000 military and police personnel, and at least 52,000 opposition fighters. This figure includes both direct and indirect deaths, with the indirect toll potentially being as high as 360,000. Additional people due to factors like disease, loss of access to food and water, and infrastructure destruction. The Uppsala conflict data program estimated the total number of conflict-related deaths at 212,000. Yeah, even if like 10% of that is accurate, yes, we are absolutely just as bad. But I make that point all the time. We wonder why all these countries hate us, and we go in and kill hundreds of thousands of their people, or at least cause the death of the hundreds of thousands of their people. So yeah, governments are corrupt, man. We know Hamas uses women and children as shields. So is the acceptable number higher than 0? We also know some of those women and children volunteer for it. Is that right? Iraq too. That was even worse. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's even worse. To address what Stork is saying here, is the acceptable number higher than 0? Yes, the acceptable number is higher than 0 because it is war. Like I said, in Afghanistan, there were soldiers that had to kill children because they didn't know if they were going to get suicide bombed or not. Estimate for the number of German civilian deaths in World War II vary significantly, ranging from 1.5 to 3 million. Yeah, that too. I mean, there was what was it? The bombing of I don't want to say the wrong name. It's not Dresden, is it? We bombed one of those cities in Germany and just murdered so many civilians. So we killed that many German civvies to get Hitler. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I don't know if does that make it right though? Does the ends justify the means? And then to what Stork is saying, yes, they do use women and children as shields, and some of the women and children do volunteer for it. But the IDF would include those in their statistics because it's the IDF, and even by the IDF's numbers, it's 8 to 10, or it's 8 to 2, 8 to 2. Then the question becomes a matter of values for the target, and that's beyond my measure to find what is appropriate. Well, I would say that 4 to 1 is a little much. 4 to 1 for every, and I'm saying the one being a soldier, you had to kill 4 civilians. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think the civilian, how about this, Stork? Do you agree that the civilian death toll should be lower than the combatant death toll? Could we at least agree there? Because I think that should be at least a baseline to agree on, right? At the very least, there should be a lower death toll for civilians than actual combatants fighting. I think that's a fair thing to ask. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that the number should be 0, but it should definitely be lower than the number of combatants. War's retarded. It's started by demonic politicians and the rich, and then fought by the middle class and the poor. Yep. Dad always told me how haunting it was to realize the NVA and Viet Cong were younger than he was. Turned 19 in Vietnam. Hey, dude, they were just fighting to defend their country. They're just fighting to defend their communist country. All right, let's jump. Let's see. We got more stories to talk about. Let's see. Oof. Yeah. Okay, we got some other stories we can jump to. Vietnam, another war started on lies and not fought the right way. Yep. Yep. All right. Do a Rumble Premium ad. You've probably noticed Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects freedom of speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scenes drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal. And guys, if you get premium, you can go and check out the final episode of South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I have that on my premium, premium videos. You guys can go check that out. I did like a 5-hour stream where we finished out the game. I still need to go back and do the DLC, but anyways, besides the point. I hate politicians so much. What did Stork say? That would not be possible when you fight people in groups of tens who hide in buildings with hundreds of people. It's just not feasible when the enemy uses your morals against you. Had 4 uncles there and Nam. 1 died over there. I'm sorry to hear that, Shitty I hate politicians so much. Matt Stork, I think we just having a disagreement there. If you can't guarantee that you're not going to kill a bunch of innocent people, then you don't do the strike. That's my opinion, but we can have a discussion about that later. Has cool subscriber emotes also. Ron Swanson emote coming soon, I hope. Ooh, that is a good one. I should do a Ron Swanson emote, huh? Do they have any good ones, though? That's the question. Here, before we move on, we'll take a break for a moment. Take just a breather for a moment before we move on to these stories, because these stories are horrific that I'm about to get into. Let's see, Ron Swanson. Do we have any good emotes for Ron Swanson? Nah, none of these are Ron. These are Ron from frickin', yeah, this is Harry Potter Ron. I typed in Ron Swanson, damn it. What if I do Parks and Rec? Parks and Rec. If I do Parks and Rec, okay, that has nothing to do with Parks and Rec. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got a Ron Swanson one. I got a Ron Swanson one. I need approval from you guys in the chat. I need approval for you guys in the chat for this one. Here, I'll just put it on screen. Guys, do I make this the next premium emote? Is this the next premium emote here, guys? Oh, wait. There we go. Is this the next premium emote, guys? The Ron Swanson shrug? Is this what you guys want? I give the people what they want. Is this what you want? Yo, what's up, R Sergeant? I wonder why your character's butthole is fractured. It's because he actually tried to fart through space and time, and it got fractured. So then we had to go to an abortion clinic to get it fixed. It was Christmas, so, you know, the other places aren't open. Anyway, do it. See if you can find one where he's throwing the veggie bacon in the trash. Works for me. I want a slash it emote. I can't make those, though. Here, let me save this one. I'll send it to the Discord. That way I have it saved somewhere at least. Let's see. Live chat. I'll just send it to the live chat. Oops. Ah, I hit the wrong button. Got rid of the copy paste. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. I mean, well, I'm on YouTube. I gotta be careful about how I look at these. Here's some of the ones that you guys can see. I'll show some of them. Here's the come on face. Frickin' chat. What? Oh, here's the see, that one's not square though. The problem with some of these is they have to be square. If they're not square, I can't use them. See, and then it's not even Parks and Rec anymore. Oh wait, what if I do veggie bacon? Veggie bacon. Come on, you gotta have it, right? No? That's just a dude eating bacon. No, it's just a bunch of burgers and stuff. Some weird ones. No, if you guys find an emote of Ron Swanson with the veggie bacon, I will absolutely add it. I will absolutely add it. Okay, guys. I think it's time we move on to another story. The break has commenced, okay? Or not commenced, has concluded. Not commenced. Wrong word. The break has concluded. What's up, sick? Call it the TJ shrug. Oh my goodness. Or everything before 1776 was a mistake emote. Gonna hit flow for work for a minute. You're good, Matt Stork. I get it. You gotta work. Supposed to be working. I'm working on working. There you go. LOL. I'm working on working too. I'm still waking up, guys. I'm still waking up. I slept like crap last night. I make sure I go to bed at an earlier time now because I'll be doing the show early in the mornings. But it's fine. I want to be a productive member of society and wake up early and give you guys the news. Ron Swanson handling the park ranger that, what? That paper that says I can do what I want. Oh, that'd be a good one. I'll look more. You guys got to message me on Discord. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so this is from yesterday, guys. Anti-white attacker pummeled stranger who glanced at her in unprovoked New York City subway assault. What happened here? So, a hate-fueled attacker allegedly pummeled a stranger who simply glanced at her in an unprovoked attack on board a Manhattan train over the weekend, cops and sources had said. Genesis Gittens, who just turned 20 on Monday, was... Excuse me? Who just turned 20 on Monday, was yelling on a southbound L train at the 1st Avenue and East 14th Street station around 2:10 a.m. Sunday, when a 28-year-old man sitting in front of her turned to look, authorities and law enforcement sources said. Gittens then flew into a rage, repeatedly punching the strap hanger in the face as she sneered, "White boy, cracker," according to a criminal complaint. What? So it's so this is what's happening here. 2 o'clock at night, 28-year-old dude sitting in front of her, turns around, looks at her, and then she just flies into a rage, calling him white boy, cracker. Wow. The repeated blows left the commuter with a bloody nose, although he refused medical attention. Gittens was arrested less than an hour later and charged with third-degree assault as a hate crime, according to the complaint. She pleaded not guilty during her arraignment and was released. What? Why do we let violent people out of jail? Why do judges look at stories like this and they're like, what's she accused of? Oh, she pummeled someone for looking at them on a train. And keep in mind, it's on a subway, so all of that stuff's going to be recorded. I'm sorry, but I'm dropping that woman. Exactly. But it's, well, Boosh, it's New York. If that guy dropped that woman, he'd be in prison. Yes. With Kirk being shot, these hardcore lefties are going to be in cold, and across, yeah. They're going to be across the board. No, it's ridiculous. So she pleaded not guilty, and then they released her. In a separate attack, what? In a separate attack around 9 a.m. Sunday, an apparently homeless person attacked a 35-year-old on-duty MTA cleaner from behind inside the 34th Street Hudson Yards, number 7 train station, and repeatedly punched him in the back of the head, cops said. While the worker was on the ground, the menace, who had no shoes on, repeatedly struck him with his feet, cops had told sources. The brute, who wore all gray and carried a blue blanket, took off after the attack and had not been caught on Monday. The worker refused medical attention at the scene. So I'm not sure how that story's related to the racist lady here. But, okay. I'm not sure how where the correlation is there. But, yeah, I just wanted to bring this story up because they let her out. She's out on the streets. Guys, she's out on the streets. Literally, this racist lady that literally beat someone up for being white, just was looking for a reason, out on the street. Out on the street. Ridiculous. 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 Alright, let's see. This story is interesting. I know, shitty Gov. General hoodlum crimes, right. We're gonna jump to this next story. This one's kind of funny. This is from California, of course. This one's in the thumbnail. Because so if you look at the thumbnail, I have an ambulance in the thumbnail. I'll show you guys. There in the bottom right, the ambulance. It's from this story. Half nude, screaming California man arrested after hijacking ambulance from paramedics responding to fatal stabbing. That's a title. That's a title. I wonder if they released him too. Let's find out. A screaming, half-nude man was arrested after stealing an ambulance from paramedics at the scene of a fatal stabbing in California, according to reports and authorities. The madman hijacked the ambulance parked near Downey City Library, where one male suspect allegedly fatally stabbed another man in the neck before paramedics arrived on Saturday morning, KTLA had reported. The joyriding suspect was unrelated to the homicide investigation, Downey Police Department said in a statement. So, two dudes start fighting, one stabs another one in the neck, Paramedics show up. Another completely unrelated dude sees the opportunity to steal an emergency vehicle and goes for it. Unrelated. He was unrelated to the investigation. Wow. And then here's the result. Here is the result. Video obtained by the local outlet filmed near an embassy suite shows officers on foot and in a patrol vehicle chasing the unhinged man behind the wheel of the ambulance as he sped out of the library's parking lot. One woman could be heard yelling, "He's stealing the ambulance," as sirens blared. The 10-mile pursuit ended with the man, 52. He crashed the ambulance into a parked vehicle in Alhambra, the outlet reported. Video of police arresting the suspect showed the man's pants falling to his ankles, leaving him in just a pair of underwear. Police dressed the man before taking him into custody. Witnesses said the man could not be cuffed quietly and was screaming throughout the entirety of the arrest. Quote, when I came back, he was still screaming. He's still screaming in the car, in the police SUV right now. Even right now, he's screaming. The stabbing victim had unfortunately died at the library, the witnesses stating that they saw the bloody altercation unfold by an EV charging station, KTLA reported. The stabbing suspect, a 23-year-old homeless man, fled on foot toward a local high school and was arrested by police near the campus. Both the homicide suspect and the ambulance thief are in custody. Police have not released the names of either of them. Well, I wonder how long they'll stay in jail. Either one of them, I wonder how long they'll stay in jail. I'm assuming that was Got to Go IRL. Wait. Oh, GTA IRL. Sorry, I'm a little retarded. I'm still waking up. Sorry, guys. I'm still waking up. I gotta get used to this new schedule. I slept like crap last night. Yep. There you go. Says electric vehicle man causing all sorts of ish. No, it doesn't. No, it was someone at a charging station. Someone hanging out at a charging station. Drug dealer was on the other side. What did I just do? Drug dealer was on the other side of town. Dude needed a ride. Exactly, man. That, or what if he needed to get some of the stuff out of the ambulance for his plug? Who knows? Let's see. All right, we're gonna move on to the next story. Because that was a crazy story. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's one that you'll likely hear leftists complaining about. I got this from the New York Post, guys. Trump announces 3 terrorists have been killed in a second U.S. strike on Venezuela-based drug traffickers. President Trump announced Monday that U.S. military carried out a second strike against alleged drug traffickers from Venezuela inside of 2 weeks, telling reporters that big bags of cocaine and fentanyl were spattered all over the ocean. 3 male terrorists were killed in international waters, Trump posted on Truth Social. The strike occurred while these confirmed narco-terrorists from Venezuela were in international waters transporting illegal narcotics, a deadly weapon poisoning Americans, headed to the United States, the president wrote. These extremely violent drug trafficking cartels pose a threat to U.S. national security, foreign policy, and vital U.S. interest. Dramatic footage of the strike shared by Trump showed a small boat idling in choppy waters before bursting into flames after it was hit by a U.S. missile. Trump told journalists in the Oval Office late Monday afternoon that the future strikes could hit Mexican cartel smuggling drugs by land, and that there has been little doubt about the culpability of the deceased boaters. General Dan Kane, the chairman and Joint Chiefs of Staff, showed me a little while ago the clip, but you could actually see it. But you don't have to see it because we have recorded proof and evidence. We know what time they were leaving, when they were leaving, what they had, and all other things that you'd like to have. But we have noticed that there are no ships in the ocean anymore, meaning no drugs are coming across, and we are probably stopping some fishermen too. I mean, to be honest, if I were a fisherman, I wouldn't want to go fishing. I'd say, man, maybe they think I have drugs downstairs. I don't want that. But no, there are literally no boats. This was a boat, and we were surprised to see it. Okay, Trump. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think we should be like that. I don't like that statement. Like, that doesn't sit right with me. I know we're trying to get rid of the cartels and the people trafficking drugs and stuff, but I don't think we should be bombing fishermen on suspicion of them having drugs in the bottom of their boat. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't confirm that they have drugs in their boat and they're heading towards the United States, why wait for them on shore. Like, just don't let them get to shore. We have all the military tech tracking them already. Just make sure that when they get to shore, they have people there waiting for them, and then you can search their boat. And if they aren't supposed to be here anyway, then you can deal with it then. But I don't know how I feel about bombing fishermen boats. Another news, I only had 5 cigs yesterday. My previous best was 10. It effing sucks. I want to smoke so bad. Damn. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about sodas. This is my first one of the day. We'll see how many I have. Well, I think they're probably going to say that, our sergeant, but that's essentially what they said. They said that they have showed me a little while ago, you could actually see it, but you don't have to see it because we have recorded proof and evidence. We know what time they were leaving, when they were leaving, what they had, and all of the things you'd like to have. So, I mean, they did give that comment. Here, let's read forward, though. Trump added, that means no drugs coming by sea, but they do come by land, and you know what? We're telling the cartels right now, we're going to be stopping them, too. When they come by land, we're going to be stopping them the same way we stopped the boats, and you'll see that. I do hope to see that. I actually do hope to see that. I'm okay with us striking the drug cartels' boats. I just worry that we're going to be striking people that don't deserve it. But as of right now, that has not happened yet, to my knowledge. So, at least in this specific incident with Venezuela. Also, blow up narco boats, fine with me, I'll allow it. Yeah, I agree. Blow up the narco boats. It's just if we can't confirm if it's a narco boat, we should take more caution. The reason why Trump's being obscure about us having the recordings of them is because he doesn't want to give away sources and methods. Well, yeah, there's probably insiders and whistleblowers, right, that don't want drugs leaving their country. If they don't catch no fish, bomb them. We don't need people who can't fish taking up our oxygen. LOL, I'm just kidding. This is a sarcastic joke. No, I agree. Get rid of the bad fishermen. They're taking up my ocean. I'm also joking. About 78,000 Americans have died of drug overdose in the last 12 months, ending in March. Down from about 104,000 the prior year. What else does it say? Excuse me. Be warned. If you are transporting drugs that kill Americans, we are hunting you. As we should. It's an act of war. It's an act of war from these people. And I'm glad that the Trump administration is tired of pretending it's not. China is also complicit in this, giving them a lot of their precursor chemicals for the fentanyl that they create. But that's another issue that could be handled. I think we should definitely be targeting the cartels 100% though. Remember that sub that imploded? What a crazy thing. Yeah, I remember the submarine that imploded. Yes. The U.S. Navy has deployed at least 8 warships in the Caribbean. Wow, we're up to 8 now. As part of Trump's efforts to crack down on drug trafficking conducted by Maduro-linked narco-terrorist groups. Yeah, I've had this argument with someone in the I forget who it was, but we were arguing about whether or not the government is complicit with what's going on in Venezuela, and I think the simple answer is either they're complicit or they're incapable of governing their people. Those are the only two options. Either they're complicit in the drug cartels that they have in their country and the human trafficking cartels they have in their country, or they're not actually the government of their country. Because if they can't stop these people, then they have more power. Therefore, they're actually the government. They have more control over the government. Let the Asians fight over poppy fields. I want to be a isolationist nation now. I'm fine with being an isolationist that trades with people that we still need to trade with. There are still a couple of things that we can't get. Avocados being one of them. We need to have our avocado trades. Don't want those white liberals getting uppity. But yeah, overall, I agree. I don't think we should be involved in other people's conflicts, and we should focus on ourselves. Be the best that we can be. We can sell arms and stuff to people if they want to buy from us. We should have the best weapons around and sell them to people if they want to go and hurt each other. But we absolutely should not be directly involved. If they want to buy things from us, sure, we need to get our debt down. But I don't think we should be involved in any wars right now. Yes, Tyler, both. They are incapable and complicit. Yeah, that's true. That's an option. When we conquer Mexico, we will have plenty of avocados, Tyler. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. We won't need to trade with Mexico if they're just a part of the United States. They could just be the next Puerto Rico. I don't want them as a state. What's up, Lynch Mob? Lynch Mob's over on, he was on YouTube. I don't have anyone watching on YouTube now, but he was on YouTube. What story should we jump to next, guys? Ooh, we're already done with the hour. Interesting. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I have a lot of stories. Lots and lots of stories to talk about. Oh yeah, this one's also in the thumbnail. I can hear Dick Cheney screaming regime change from the nursing home right now. Oof. Oof. Just curious, but are you religious? The unholy deity. So my stance on this is that Christian values reign supreme, though I am not a Christian myself. But religion absolutely is important. Many people need religion in their lives. I believe in God. God does exist. I just don't believe in the text written by humans. Humans are too imperfect for me to trust that they transcribed the words of God correctly. But I think Christians are the ones that got it the most right. Baptism is the beginning of finding Christ, is what we all must follow. Yes, absolutely, you should follow Christ. You should believe in God, and you should act as if he is real, even if you don't believe he is. That's my stance, is Christians probably got it the most right. Absolutely should have Christian morals and beliefs. That is the best that this world has to offer, in my opinion. That's my stance. But I am not a Christian myself. I do not claim to be a Christian. Let's see. Let's move to another story. I wanted to talk about this one because this was kind of this isn't like a bad story. It's just kind of an interesting story. I put it in the thumbnail. We will convert Tyler eventually, boys. No quarter for Tyler. We will get Tyler Jesus pilled. Well, Jesus is a historical character, and he did absolutely exist. There's too many historical accounts to say that he didn't. You can't say that all these kings and queens existed and then say Jesus didn't. It doesn't make sense. There's more accountings of Jesus than most of these kings. You can't say, yes, I follow Christ and I don't accept him. It's just weird, though. What do you mean I don't accept? No, I accept that God and Christ is king, right? But I don't think that Christians are just 100% right. I don't think the books, like the Bible, I don't think the Bible is 100% correct. I think there's a lot of propaganda and things that have been changed, especially when you look at like the King James version of the Bible. I believe that Christians got it the most right, but I don't think they got it all right. That's my stance. Jesus existing as the gateway drug to baptism. Sounds like you accepted Christ but can't find a good church. It could be that I'm in California. Yes, I don't like the King James Bible. I mean, I have a Bible right here. My King James Bible. I have the Holy Bible. I have the Holy Bible right here. I should read it more. But it's the King James version. I don't know which version is the better one. That's the issue, right? Is that, like, people have changed it over the years. Anywho. I wanted to talk about this next story. Try the Catholic or Ethiopian Bible. Never heard of those. Anywho. Rampaging Florida boys cause $50,000 in damages to school library and are turned in by their own mother, according to cops. This is the wrong kind of book cracking. Two rotten Florida boys allegedly caused $50,000 in damages to their school library and were then turned in to police by their own mothers. The alleged bad seeds were identified as 12-year-old Felix Cohen Ramiro and 13-year-old Bentley Ryan Wary, who confessed to the outrageous vandalism of the Friendship Elementary School Library in Deltona, according to a Facebook post from the Volusia Sheriff Office. That's a Volusia? How do you say that? Look at the damage that these kids caused, though. So this damage was caused by just two kids, went through and destroyed their local school library. Physical books are still a thing. I know, crazy, right? So yeah, police responded to a fire alarm at Friendship Elementary School in Daytona at 1 a.m. Sunday morning. Wow. So this is just middle of the night they did this? Chaotic body cam footage posted on Facebook Sunday showed officers responding to a fire alarm at 1 a.m. Guns drawn as they stumbled through a maze of detritus strewn... detritus? What? Maze of detritus? Debris? A maze of debris strewn across the several rooms in the quaint school library. Let me switch back to the desk. Do we actually have body cam? I missed this. Do we actually have body cam? Oh, we actually have body cam? All right, here. Let's go to the body cam. Because it's not like any kids got hurt. It's fine.
Freddie, you're good.
So yeah, cops don't know what's going on yet.
Yep, you're good.
All they know is that this place got friggin' trashed.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? There has been a
Secondary?
fire recorded in the building.
Hey, someone check
Please
that drug
proceed
cat
to the
door.
nearest exit and leave the building.
Man, they
If you guys
trashed
wanna
this
keep
place.
going, I'll do a secondary in here.
Just turned it into one of those like break everything rooms.
May I have your attention?
Damn.
Building.
They just went through everything, man. Everywhere. Look. Oh, yeah, they destroyed the bathrooms too. Threw stuff in the bathrooms.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your
Wow.
attention, please?
Hey, did we go through this
There
door?
has been a fire recorded in the building. Please proceed to the nearest exit and leave the building.
So I'm assuming the kids aren't here because the mothers had to turn them in.
Just, I know.
I'll mute it.
May I have your attention, please?
We'll mute the rest of that. I was looking into getting the Ethiopian Bible myself. Physical books are still a thing. I know, right? Ethiopian Bible is like the director's cut. Even Southern Baptists follow all 70 plus books. The only reason why those kids were mad is because their teachers were too dumb to teach them how to read. Right? Right. Near me, the senior prank, they did stuff like this, but didn't damage anything, just moved a bunch of ish around and flipped all the tables over. Yeah, because they're just messing with people. Damn, how many were there? Holy crap, there were on a mission. Damn. Yeah, middle of the night, these two kids. How old are they? How old are these kids? It said it right here. 12-year-old and 13 years old. Dude, they look a little older than that. They look like they're about to be 15, 16. But yeah, so the chaotic body cam footage posted on Facebook Sunday showed officers responding to a fire alarm at 1 in the morning, guns drawn as they stumbled through a maze of debris. A glass door was shattered, the media center was vandalized, furniture broken, books were tossed every which way, while graffiti was scrawled on doors the video had showed. Okay, here, now you can see them without their masks. They do look like prepubescent children. The two punks were shown on video surveillance right before breaking into the library, with one boy donning a Monster Energy drink, hat, and both wearing masks, according to images released by the Volusia Sheriff's Office. So here's the two individuals. The Hellions mugshots were released by the County Sheriff's Office. One of the suspects wore his hair in a ponytail when he was turned in by his mother. The Hellions then returned to admire their alleged work and to do some more damage late Sunday night, setting off the fire alarm in the progress. So, okay, so that's funny. So they went in and damaged the place, wrecked the place, and then decided to come back, return, damage it more, and then while they were damaging it, set off the fire alarm. Congrats. After the video was posted, the mothers of the two boys ratted them out, putting them on the hook for their massive repair bill. The meek-looking lads appeared in mugshot photos distributed by the sheriff's office. One of the rapscallions sports the shadow of a mustache and rocks a messy high ponytail for his first official brush with the law. I mean, yeah, that's a mugshot to start with, buddy. That's a mugshot to start with. Watch them blame the energy drink for having too much caffeine. Not me thinking the man bun boy was a girl. Oof. Yeah. Nah, kids not being able to read isn't because the teachers. It's because their parents have abandoned God. Well, it's also probably because the parents are sticking tablets in front of their faces and stuff, right? But as far as this goes, I wonder if the parents are on the hook for this damage. Because, like, if my kid were to go out and do $50,000 of damage, I mean, depending on the circumstances, I would probably be liable for that, right? But at some point, these kids are liable for it. So I don't know, just community service, I would say. Don't charge the parents, unless the parents like let them go out of the house. I would say just community service. 500 hours. 500 hours community service. I still owe my high school $150 for a history book I didn't return. Ooh, shame. Shame, our sergeant. Well, you could give that $150 to me, but... I blame my teacher. I blamed my teacher as my parents. Interesting. Homeschool. Oh, yeah, you were homeschooled. That's different. It doesn't take a lot to set off fire alarms. Enough dust in the room and it'll go off. Well, yeah, and they're throwing stuff around the room. But, you know, probably what it was. They were probably in the heat of the moment. They're like, ha, and then just pulled it. Some dumb crap like that. Man, our sergeant, I hope you don't have a warrant. Right? Dude, imagine you get pulled over and they're like, sorry, sir. You got a warrant out for your arrest. What for? Oh, 20 years ago, you forgot to turn in a history book. And that's history now. That is history. And a part of the history... you know, it's canon. You go to prison. It is canon. Anyway, anywho, let's move on here. Waking up a little bit. Let's see. Those were some sweet ass fire alarms. Ours just make loud noises, right? Same here in California. Same here in California. Oh wait, Bear Jakes, aren't you? Anyway, never mind. No, you're not. You're Central. Anywho. Is it time for another ad? There goes their college fund. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, what, you're assuming they were gonna go to college? Oh fuck. Ain't that a kicking the balls that was 20 years ago? Holy shit, I was right? I'm sorry, our sergeant. I wasn't trying to be right. Look, man, it's hard for me to think about how I was in school, what? 5 years? 6 years ago? That's crazy. I fucking hate school, though. School sucked. School absolutely was lame. Everyone there was dumb. What kind of ads we got today? Do we have an NFL ad? I feel like we should have an NFL ad somewhere. Yeah, here's the NFL ad. Let's get the NFL ad. Boys and girls. Let's see. Do I need to, like, move this to a better spot? What if I just put it right there? Put it right there. Is that good? Anyway, guys, check out the ad we have on screen right here. Look at this. Wait, let's make sure it's nice and big. I want to make sure that you guys can see it because I want to make sure that it counts. The last couple have not counted, and I'm not sure why. So make sure it's big and visible. Hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays, don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on WestwoodOneSports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. So, guys, if you like the NFL, go look into Westwood One or Westwood One Sports. Go check it out. Did the Raiders win last night? I don't know. I don't watch sports. You guys should know by now, this is my sports. My sports is getting the news for you guys. Yes, they finally found the lost ark. What? I'm old also. I tuck my polo in. I don't even own a polo till I got over 30. Well, this is a polo, right? I love my polo shirt. Very professional. Very professional. That and taut as hell, and it's nice and thin. Very breathable. Very nice. Anyway. Anywho, let's move on. Guys, I missed this story, so I wanted to bring it up because this is something that I think we should be informed about. This story is from a month ago, but I'm bringing it up because there is an update to it. Kind of an update. Anyway. Guys, upgraded charges have been filed against Minnesota man accused of killing Minnesota lawmaker and wounding another. I don't know how I missed this story. That's on me, guys. 100% on me. I don't know how I missed this story. Minneapolis, AP, Associated Press. A Minnesota man accused of killing a top Democratic state lawmaker and wounding another while pretending to be a police officer is now facing new and upgraded state charges under a fresh indictment announced Thursday, just a week after he pleaded not guilty in federal court. Vance Bolter now faces 2 charges of first-degree murder, 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and charges of impersonating a police officer and animal cruelty for shooting one family's dog. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty said the charges reflect the weight of Mr. Boltier's crimes, but the state case continues to take a back seat to the federal case against Vance Bolter, where he faces potentially more serious consequences. He was indicted July 15th on 6 federal counts of murder, stalking, and firearms violations. The murder charges could carry the federal death penalty, although prosecutors haven't decided yet whether to pursue that option. Excuse me. The maximum penalty of the state... Excuse me again. The maximum penalty of the state charges is life in prison because Minnesota doesn't have the death penalty. However, if he is charged federally, he could get the federal death penalty. Moriarty has requested the state prosecution proceed first, but federal prosecutors are using their authority to press their case. According to Daniel Borger... What name is that? I'm sorry. Hang on. Pause. According to Daniel Borger Topoping... What? I'm sorry, that just dumbfounded me. Okay, anyway. So Daniel Borger Topoping, Hennepin County Attorney Office, Public Information Officer. That is a name. That is a name, man. When Bolter returns to state custody, we will be prepared to prosecute him, to hold him accountable to our community. We will do everything in our power to ensure that he is never able to hurt anyone again. So this is a shocking case of political violence. The full extent of the political violence that officials said Bolter, 58, intended to inflict in the early hours of June 14th. After months of planning alarmed the community, the Green Isle, Minnesota resident was arrested a day later following a massive search involving local and state and federal authorities. Damage done to the victims, those with us, those who were taken from us, and to our entire community has open wounds that will never heal. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office initially issued a warrant charging Bolter with 2 counts of second-degree murder for allegedly posing as a police officer and fatally shooting former Democratic House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark at their home. Bolter authorities said wore a uniform and a mask and yelled that he was police and told these lawmakers that he was an officer. Authorities originally charged Bolter with 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder, alleging he shot State Senator John Hoffman, a Democrat, and his wife Yvette, but officials said that when the charges were filed to secure the warrant, that they were likely be updated to first-degree murder charges. They also added 2 additional attempted murder charges Thursday. Other lawmakers were targeted. Federal prosecutors already revealed details of their investigation showing Bolter had driven to 2 other legislators' homes in a roughly hour-and-a-half timeline. Moriarty charged Bolter with trying to kill one of those lawmakers because he went to her door in the same way he approached the Hortmans and Hoffmans' homes and tried to get inside. She said it doesn't matter that Rep. Christine Bonner wasn't home. Moriarty said Bolter rang Bonner's door for a full 2 minutes while yelling, "It is the police," and trying to open the door himself. The state case against Bolter shows an application for public defender was filed June 16th, but one has not yet been assigned. Excuse me. Moriarty, a former public defender, was elected in 2022 as the Minneapolis area and the county were still reeling from the death of George Floyd. Let's see. And then it doesn't say what the motive here is, but essentially the motive for this was, now that we have the up story, I did touch on it back when it actually happened. I do remember the story. But the reason he targeted this guy is because these lawmakers voted with Republicans. So this was Democrat on Democrat violence. But of course, the people on the left have been using this story to point to it, saying that the right are violent too in the wake of Charlie Kirk. That's just not true. Democrats killed these people. A Democrat killed these lawmakers, or tried to kill all of them. So yeah, I just want to bring up that story because this is also in the news, which is tied to that. Election to fill assassinated Minnesota House member's seat will decide control of the chamber. And then it just goes on to talk about how they are now doing a special election in light of this, and that whoever, depending on who wins, this will decide who controls the state chambers. That's basically the story. So if you guys live in Minnesota, make sure you get your family and get people out to vote. We do not want Democrats in power. We do not want Democrats in power anywhere. And I know it's Minnesota. It's a little bit of a hard ask, but Still, I'm gonna say it anyway. If you guys know people in Minnesota, make sure you get out and vote for your special election. Actually, does it say when the special election will take place? No, it doesn't. Okay. Still waking up, guys. Still kind of waking up. I apologize. What are you guys saying? Oh, ish. Wait, that guy was a Democrat? I thought the dude that did those murders was Republican. F the media. No, he was a Democrat. He wanted to kill them because they voted with Republicans. Let's see. I could probably find it too. Why were... Oh, why do I have caps lock on? Hello? Let's see. What is this? Office of Public Affairs. I have this. This is from, what is this? Justice.gov. Does it say here? I'm trying to read some of this. I don't want to read the whole thing. Let's see. Does it? It should say the motive, right? No, I don't see the motive. That's fine. Yeah, I mean that's essentially the motive though. Is these people had voted with Republicans. That was the motive. We don't have any other motive to the contrary. Anyway, let's move on to some of these other stories. I have a lot of stories I still gotta cover. Oh wait, I was supposed to find the other story. Let me find the other one first. I'm too tired and operating heavy machinery. Uh-oh. Who thumbs down Tyler? Show yourself. It's my haters. I got haters. It's okay. Haters be hating. Probably because I said something bad about Christianity. Okay. Actually, I didn't even really. I said that they were the most correct, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, you know what you do? You know what you do to counteract that thumbs down? You like and share the video. That's what you do. That's what you do. And if you really want to piss that person off, you really want to make them upset, you see these people downvoting the video, you know, if you want, you can go even further. You can go even further and give me money. No, that would really piss them off. No. You know, you gotta grift every now and again. No, I'm joking. No grift. No grift. No grifting. No grifting. We don't grift here. I gotta find this other story though. I had this other story because I found this one story and then I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I realized it was completely separate from another story I had seen, but it was the same premise. So let me find that. Probably Joey and Nora. No, Joey or Nora would never down. Well, maybe Nora. It's not Joey or Nora. I have a few ideas on who it could be. If it is someone we know, I have a few ideas as to who it would be. But I'm not gonna start drama. That's not what this show's for. Let's see. Man asks cops after. Okay. Got two stories. Let's see. Boredpanda.com. What is this? Okay, wait. Is this the... Yeah, this is the... Okay, wait. Is it the same story? I have no idea what this Bored Panda website is, but if it's a news site, I'm definitely adding it to my list. Wait, is this the same story? Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if these are the same stories before I... Yeah, Edwin Cruz Gomez. And then this is... Edwin Cruz Gomez. Okay, so this is... Okay, well, so then ABC just doesn't have the full story then. Okay, that's why I thought it was a different story. Are you looking up furry porn? No, I'm not looking up furry porn. I was looking at this story. I was trying to figure out if this is a different story or the same story as the other one I have pulled up. Because ABC doesn't give us the full story. New York City man charged with murder after intentionally hitting a 16-year-old girl with his car. I was trying to figure out if this was the same story or not, and I guess it is the same story. So I'll pull up the next article after this because they don't have the full story here. New York City man has been charged with murder after he intentionally hit 3 people with his car, including a 16-year-old girl who has been now pronounced dead at the scene, according to the Queens District Attorney's Office. Edwin Cruz Gomez, 38, was arraigned on Sunday on charges of murder, attempted murder, assault, vehicular manslaughter, and other crimes for intentionally driving his vehicle at 4 people, including a teenager and the mother, whom he sexually propositioned just minutes earlier. The incident occurred at approximately 4:10 a.m. in the morning on Saturday when the suspect, who was with several other men outside the Prima Donna restaurant in Queens, New York, encountered the teen and her mother, offering them both money for sexual acts. Wow. After the suspect subjected 16-year-old Johanny Alvarez and her mother to crude sexual solicitations and harassment, a verbal altercation, which then grew to a physical altercation, ensued between the teen's stepfather and the subject. Officials said bystanders were able to intervene and separate the men. However, the victim, her mother, and stepfather and boyfriend proceeded to walk away from the restaurant, which is when the suspect got into his car, barreled his 3-ton vehicle into them, and pinned the teen against a pole with the Chevrolet Suburban, the district attorney's office said. After striking the teen, her mother, and stepfather, he then proceeded to put the SUV in reverse, struck an unoccupied van, abandoned his vehicle, and fled the scene on foot. Once emergency responders arrived on scene, the 16-year-old was determined to be deceased. The teen's mother was transported to a local hospital for treatment of injuries to her leg sustained during the collision. The suspect, who approached uninformed NYPD officers a few blocks away from the scene, reported he was assaulted and then led officers back to the location of the collision. What? Cruz's blood alcohol content was almost double the legal limit. He was taken into custody the same day, according to court records. Suspect's next court appearance is scheduled for September 19th. According to the district attorney's office, if convicted, he could face 25 years to life in prison. The district attorney's office had said they will seek justice for the teen and her family. Cruz's attorney did not immediately respond to ABC for comment. And maniac driver gives shocking response to cops after running over a teen who rejected his advances. I don't know what Bored Panda is. I've never seen Bored Panda before. I'll look into them more after this. But let's see. What did he say? Let's go down here. He intentionally maneuvered. Said Alvarez was hit so hard that she was impaled. Jesus. He allegedly proceeded in reverse. He led authorities back to the scene of the crime where he said he had been beaten. Quote, they beat me up over there. It happened over there. Listen, I'm not going to jail. They beat me up outside this bar because I said something about a girl. Okay, even if that was the case, you killed someone. I was talking to a guy about a girl. It happened over here. I was driving. I hit a pole. Her boyfriend beat me up. I was talking to a guy about meeting girls. I may have said the wrong thing. I was upset. She was saying no fighting. I don't know her. I got in my car. I followed them. I crashed my car into a pole. I was going 25 miles an hour. I don't have a license. Did I kill her? That's what I was looking for. He's just lying to cops, and then he asked, did I kill her? Dude, your intention was to kill her. You intentionally ran your car into her. Police said he was extremely intoxicated and had a blood alcohol level of 0.137, which is nearly twice the legal limit. Yeah. Straight to jail. Life in jail. Straight to jail. Pieces of crap like this don't get reformed. Pieces of crap like this don't get reformed. Death penalty. Yeah. I'm in favor of capital punishment. I'm in favor of capital punishment for people that are beyond redeemable. Wow. Wow. Let's see. That's from Reuters. We'll bring that up later. I have other stories I want to cover. What time is it? 9:35. Guys, normally my show would have ended by now. Hit that like button if you like the new schedule. Hit the like button if you like the new schedule. Hit the like button if you like the new setup. Because I still have multiple stories to get through. Let's see. Ah, yes, this is an update. This is an update. So I talked about this story. You guys may remember this crazy story of a sheriff killing the local judge in his office. And there was, a big thing going around that. Slain Kentucky judge allegedly linked to courtroom sextortion scandal. So that's not why the sheriff killed him. So we have more information of the story. For those of you that want to check this out, you can go back and look at the story previously. But this is the update. Update. Former sheriff's wife and daughter deny any contact with the judge he allegedly murdered. So this is an unfortunate update because the whole reason that this sheriff killed this judge wasn't because of the sextortion allegations. It was because he thought this judge was in a relationship with his daughter. For some reason, he thought that. And he killed the judge when he couldn't get a hold of his daughter. He couldn't get a hold of his daughter for more than 3 hours. He jumped to conclusions, basically went schizo, and killed this judge. Unfortunate. A Kentucky judge who was allegedly killed by a local sheriff didn't have a relationship with the county's top cop's daughter, according to a new grand jury testimony. Former Lecter County, Kentucky Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins allegedly shot and killed former Kentucky 47th Judicial District Judge Kevin Mullins on September 19th, 2024. So this is over a year ago now. We're still getting developments in this story. The shooting happened following a lunch outing that included Mullins and Steins. They had just gone out to lunch together. Video earlier obtained by Fox News Digital shows Steins entering Mullins' chambers where he asked everyone else to leave the room so he could speak with the judge privately. The pair talked for around 7 minutes before Steins got up to lock the doors. Mullins can then be seen giving his phone to Steins, who made a call that went unanswered. Steins then can be seen walking towards Mullins when police say he fired at point-blank range. Steins has pleaded not guilty. It's on video, dude. You just plead guilty. I get you may not have been in the right state of mind here. You clearly had something going on in your head to get this delusional, but you need to plead guilty, man. You very clearly did this. It's on camera, and you as a sheriff should know that you should just come clean. Kentucky State Police Detective Clayton Stamper said during grand jury testimony that Stein's wife denied that her daughter had any contact whatsoever with the judge. The daughter had also denied speaking with the judge, according to Courier Journal. Stamper said that there were rumors about the girl having some kind of relationship with Judge Mullins, which Stein's wife and daughter have denied. 2 Whitesburg police officers who initially responded to the shooting said Steins came out of the courthouse with just like a blank look on his face. He took his pistol out and he lays it on the table. That's just to the right of the doorway, just inside the courthouse. He made a statement like, "They're going to kidnap my wife and kid," or something like that to one of the officers. And here he is sitting with a state trooper. And then Stamper told the grand jury that Stein's wife and daughter had no concerns regarding their own personal safety, adding no evidence existed to corroborate any statement that they had been kidnapped. Documents show Steins underwent a mental evaluation at the Leslie County Detention Center just 4 days after the shooting, which found he was still in an active state of psychosis and he had no recollection of the recent past. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, man. Like, if he was in a state of psychosis, it is still his fault. He should have been trying to get help, or the people around him should have been getting him help. But he should plead guilty. He should absolutely plead guilty. You're still guilty, man. Even if you were in a state of psychosis, you still did it. The grand jury testimony was briefly made public on September 3rd before it was sealed. That's interesting. It was briefly made public, but then it was sealed. Stein's attorney, Jeremy Bartler, previously responded to online rumors about the phone exchange in a statement to Fox News Digital. Steins had attempted multiple times to contact his daughter throughout the day, and including the time while he was in the chambers, and he tried to contact her from the judge's phone. Some had speculated that the phone exchange indicated some kind of relationship between the judge and Stein's daughter, which Bartley said is untrue. Steins had been experiencing paranoia that his family was in danger prior to the shooting, which was caused by a civil lawsuit where he was named and deposed. Specifically, in the approximate 2-week period prior to the incident in the judge's chambers, pretty much all of the witnesses and investigators talked to support. The witnesses the investigators talked to support what those close to Mickey had said as well. And that's simply this. Mickey had become extremely paranoid. He'd become sleepless, basically wasn't sleeping. He slept very little, if at all. He had sort of become withdrawn, and it was such of a concern, that his coworkers urged him to go to the doctor. And he ultimately did the day prior to the shooting. That's unfortunate. I wonder what he talked about with his doctor. But that's the update on that, guys. He's probably going to go to jail for the rest of his life. It's on video. He was in a state of psychosis. He needs mental help, but he also shouldn't be in the public. That's the update to that story for those of you that wanted to know the update. Let's see. You can't play guilty if you're going to take the temporary insanity plea. Yeah, there's that too. If you're temporarily insane, you can't say whether or not you're not guilty. So all you can do is go off video evidence, and the video clearly shows you doing it. I mean, it almost sounds like real temporary insanity, like a legitimate mental break. There was no real reason at all for his actions. Exactly. Like, it's literally he had these mental delusions. Thank you for going longer to get us the news. I appreciate you and your hard work. Thank you, killing it. I do like the new time slot. Sweet. Damn, that's a nice rack. Thank you, our sergeant. Actually, it shows that you can't mentally put out the right case because you're insane. That's fair. That's fair. He should just plead no contest. Yeah, there we go. He shouldn't say not guilty, and he shouldn't say guilty. He should just plead no contest. That's what he should do. Because he was insane, right? He was insane. He can't plead either way. Or he shouldn't. He shouldn't plead either way. He should just plead no contest. Tyler swing elbow today? What? Exactly. Yeah, no contest. He should have pleaded no contest. Let's see, what other stories we got today? Oops, I did not mean to go back. Showing elbow, stupid fat thumbs. I do have fat thumbs. Oh wait, I've never shown you guys my thumbs. Look at this. Can your guys' thumbs do that? Didn't think so. Didn't think your thumb could do that. I like messing with people showing my thumbs. It grosses a lot of people out when I do the thumb like that. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. my hitchhiker thumb. Break my thumb. Guys, there's a ghost in my room. There's a ghost in my room. It's gonna break my thumbs. In Texas, if you can't hitchhiker thumb, you're not from Texas. Lol. Anyway, I don't want my thumb to do that. You don't want your thumb to break? Just... we like to have fun here at TTN. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a crazy story. They're still looking for this dude too, I think. This is from almost a week ago. This is the same day of the Charlie Kirk stuff. Can't hitch, no ride then. Exactly. I mean, what if I had a green thumb too, and then it did this? Like, I could just do that with the green thumb? Wait, here, you gotta get the good angle on it. Here you go. Boop. Anyway, let's actually jump to this story. This is a crazy story. I had to lighten the mood a little bit before we get to this more dark and evil stuff in the world, guys. More dark and evil stuff in the world, because the world doesn't have enough evil. Of course it doesn't. It doesn't have enough evil. Doesn't have enough good. Doesn't have enough of anything. Okay, I can close out of that. Let's see. All right. Move to this story. Man, it's already almost 2 hours. I still have so many stories I want to cover. So many stories I want to cover. Let's see, what stories do I have up right now? Okay, I'll save that one for tomorrow. Save that one for tomorrow. I want to cover these. Okay, we've got about 5 more stories to go through. Well, technically 4. Technically 4, because 2 of the articles are related. So we got 4 more stories to get through, guys. 4 more stories. And then who should I raid out to today? Who should I raid out to? Larry Fisherman. Is that Fishy? Or is that a different person? Hello, Larry Fisherman. Fishy, is that you? Or is that a different fisherman? Is that a different fish? Anyway. Anywho, let's jump to this next story. I don't want to talk about that one yet. These are gonna be my nicer stories I save at the end. Actually, let me go to the Disc of Cord real quick and share the stories I'm going to save for tomorrow so I can just get rid of them. Guys, if you want to go and read these stories on the Discord, go and join my Discord, and you can check them out there. I'm going to send them to the news channel. That way I can save them for tomorrow. And then the stories that I have up now, I will go through these, and that's how we'll end the show. We'll end the show with these last 4 stories. Anyway, let's jump to the first of the last 4. What? Scrot? What? What is that? What is... Are you trying to say scrote? Subscrote? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying there. What is... Are you saying my name is Scott? I'm confused. Well, hello, Larry. Different fish. A different fish? We have a fish poster? Let's go, Tyler. Share your stories with us. We are here for it. Can't hitch, no ride. Yeah, let's jump to this news story. All right. Sorry, I was delaying it a little bit. And of course, as soon as I switch... Bitch! I can't complain. I can't complain. As soon as I switch, we get the, different fish. They ain't a robot from a different planet. They ain't a robot from a different planet. How do you know they're not a robot? How do you know that? Can you confirm? Do you have this conspiracy confirmed? Anyway. Larry, how do we know you're not a bot? How do we know you're not a robot? I think we need you to go over to Rumble to prove you're not a robot. No. All right, let's get to this dark story. As far as I'm aware, there has not been an update to this. They're still looking for this guy. So he's still on the streets. New images show armed ex-con is now being hunted for torturing and killing an elderly couple after ruse to enter their home. This happened the same day, or maybe the day prior to the Charlie Kirk assassination. So what happened here? New York City police are urging residents to be on alert for a man suspected of torturing an elderly Queens couple for hours before killing them and setting their home on fire, all under the guise of needing to come inside to charge his phone. The NYPD has released new photos of 42-year-old Jamel McGriff, an ex-con with a decades-long rap sheet, as police warn he is considered armed and dangerous. The victims have been identified as Frank and Maureen Olton, both 76 and 77 years old. So this individual here, Jamel McGruff, we are still looking for him. The New York City Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating Jamel McGruff. So if you live in the New York City area and you happen to see this guy, make sure you call NYPD. This guy tortured an elderly couple. He needs to be brought to justice. Police say surveillance video shows McGruff approaching a home around 10 a.m. and asking the resident if he can come inside to charge his phone, which the homeowner declined. McGruff proceeded to walk to the Olton's home, where Frank initially led him into the backyard before both men were seen entering the house. Surveillance footage captured McGruff exiting the home around 5 hours later at 3 p.m., carrying 2 bags and walking eastbound on 87th Drive. Shortly after, the victim's son and active duty fire department and EMT received a security alert that his parents' house was on fire and called 911. Quote, once the flames were under control, 2 victims were found deceased inside the home. 76-year-old Frank Olton, who was the one seen on video interacting with the suspect outside, and Mr. Olton's wife, 77-year-old Maureen Olton. NYPD Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch had said Mr. Olton was found in the basement tied to a pole with multiple stab wounds. Wow. Mrs. Olton was found on the first floor severely burned. Tisch had said McGruff's modus operandi includes distraction robbery, in which a suspect talks their way into a victim's residence before committing a crime. Quote, do not allow anyone you don't know or you are not expecting into your home. Yeah, exactly. You do not let strangers into your home. I don't care if they need to charge their phone. I don't care if they need a place to sleep. I don't care what they have going on. If they're dehydrated and I have water, maybe I'll give them some water. But no, you're not entering my home. You shouldn't even be on my property at 10 o'clock at night. McGruff has a lengthy criminal record spanning decades, including a 16-year-long prison sentence stemming from a 2006 robbery conviction in which he was out on parole. So he was out on parole from a 16-year-long stint in prison. He's also wanted for 2 recent robberies, one at Harlem GameStop in July and another at Manhattan Verizon store, where he reportedly was fought off by a store clerk who noticed he was carrying a fake gun. Wow. I mean, I would like to know how you know it was a fake gun. Maybe it was a Nerf gun. But either way, brave individual. Just to assume that it's a fake gun and fight him off. Brave, very brave. Last year, McGruff also failed to register as a sex offender, a parole violation. Oh, of course he's a sex offender. Of course he is. McGruff was also last spotted pawning 2 cell phones in the Bronx on Tuesday. He was also seen on surveillance video walking down a sidewalk in Queens wearing a black hat, black jacket, blue jeans, and black sneakers while carrying a backpack and a paper bag. Tips with information is anyone with tips or information is asked to call the NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline, 1-800-577-TIPS. Share tips online at the this link here, or you can also submit tips on X at NYPD Tips. So if you guys live in New York, I know we got some people in New York like Joey. Look out for this guy, this sick human being. He is a human being. Only humans can be capable of something so disturbing and disgusting. Only humans. Yeah, keep an eye out for this guy. Look at this evil piece of crap. Gets out of prison, immediately goes on to commit more and more crimes. Just all the more reason why he should have never been let out. All the more reason. So was this a robbery? Essentially, it looks like he did rob them as well. Yeah. So he made his way into the home, tortured them, and then stole some stuff. I don't know if that was the ultimate motive, but he did ultimately steal things, yeah. Elon Musk imported it from the moon. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you know the world's gone to ish when McGruff, the law dog, is killing people. Oof! WTF, man. No quarter, no grace, hair trigger defense. For this guy, less than hair trigger, yeah. Holy ish. So was this a robbery? Yeah, as far as I'm aware, this is also a robbery. And then, I think I brought up this story. I'm going to bring it up again, because we have an update to it. And this is just disgusting. It's disturbing. Guys, I talked about this story. This is in Chicago. ICE officer fatally shoots suspect after being dragged by a car near Chicago, officials say. So they're doing a traffic stop, trying to figure out if this guy is legally here or not. And he tried to speed off, resulted in dragging a police officer. And then he got shot. Because you're actively injuring a police officer, possibly injuring more, depending on where that car is going. Chicago Associated Press, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer fatally shot a suspect who tried to evade arrest Friday in a Chicago suburb by driving his car at officers and dragging one of them. Yep, see, look at that, guys. Not only was he dragging one, he was also driving his car in the direction of more. The shooting outside the city follows days of threats by the Trump administration to surge immigration enforcement in the nation's 3rd largest city, and less than a week into Operation labeled Midway Blitz by federal officials targeting the so-called sanctuary policies in Chicago, Illinois. The Department of Homeland Security said in a news release that the officers were trying to arrest the man with a history of reckless driving who had entered the country illegally, but he refused officers' orders and instead drove his car at them. An officer who was hit and dragged by the car felt his life was threatened and opened fire, the department said. ICE said both the officer and the driver from the shooting in the majority Hispanic suburb of Franklin Park, about 18 miles west of Chicago, was taken to a local hospital where the suspect was pronounced dead. ICE identified the suspect as Silvero Villegas Gonzalez. The Associated Press was not able to immediately reach Villegas Gonzalez family members. Immigration advocates and local officials said they knew little about him as of Friday afternoon. The officer has not been identified. We are praying for the speedy recovery of our law enforcement officer. He followed his training, used appropriate force, and properly enforced the law to protect the public and law enforcement. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said he was aware of the shooting and demanded a full, factual accounting of what happened today to ensure transparency and accountability. Well, they should have body cams, right? So Video from the scene shows police tape traffic cones blocking off parts of the street where a large food distribution truck and gray car can be seen from a distance. Multiple law enforcement vehicles were surrounding the area. Amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in Los Angeles earlier this summer, at least 2 people have died while attempting to evade ICE: a farm worker who fell from a greenhouse roof during a raid, and a man struck by an SUV while running from agents outside of the Home Depot store. I had not heard about a farm worker who fell off a greenhouse roof. I had not heard that story. It's an interesting one. And then struck by an SUV while running from agents outside of Home Depot. Does that mean that both those stories are from California? I would assume that the farm one is from California too, because I know the Home Depot one is LA. At a Friday news conference, immigration advocates argued that the Chicago area shooting represents how militarized immigration enforcement harms communities and demanded transparency and accountability from ICE agents involved in the shooting. What accountability? Am I supposed to let someone hit me with their car? Am I supposed to hit someone am I supposed to just get hit by their car? What accountability? This guy got the accountability he deserved. What accountability do these cops deserve? They deserve a Medal of Freedom. That's what they deserve. They deserve a medal. That's what they deserve. That's the accountability. They were flanked by about a dozen protesters who chanted and banged on drums while holding a banner declaring "End detention, welcome migrants." This guy literally just tried to murder cops, and you're like, yeah, he needs to stay. He should stay here. Who cares if he's murdering the people? He's trying to murder the people that defend us. What kind of idiot, dude? What is it? Suicidal empathy. Suicidal empathy, right there. The perfect example of suicidal empathy. You defend the rights of you defend the right of someone to stay here when they have no right to stay here, and they actively want to harm the people defending your community. Suicidal empathy. No accountability, no grace, no quarter. What's up, Joey? I see Joey's in the chat. That's Democrat logic for you. Hey, the criminal kill you, and then we'll punish him. Yeah, literally. That's what Hades and I were talking about last night. If people make repeated, if people outline exactly what they are going to do to you, and a result of what they're going to do to you will cause harm to you, are you supposed to wait for them to actively carry it out, or do you just take them at their word and just defend yourself? Because if they're actively saying what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, or however it plays out, are you supposed to wait for them to act on it, or are you supposed to just take them at their word and defend yourself? But anyway, that's a different tangent. But the reason I wanted to bring this story up, because I did talk about it briefly, but yeah, now Latino leaders are condemning ICE over the incident in Chicago, including the driver's fatal shooting. So yeah, local leaders in the community are just calling them out, saying that this shouldn't have happened. These incidents make us all ask, if ICE can kill one of our neighbors in broad daylight, if they can arrest someone for joining a lawsuit or simply for being Latino, what's to stop them from getting any one of us? Oh! What's that? Did we hit the like goal? Like goal. Yeah, we hit the like goal. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, guys. But how stupid do you have to be? The cops acted in self-defense, 100% self-defense. And then you're talking about if they can arrest someone for joining a lawsuit or simply being Latino, what's to stop them from getting any one of us? It's not because you're Latino. They're not arresting you because they're Latino. They're arresting you because you shouldn't fucking be here. You shouldn't be in the fucking country. That's why you're getting arrested. That's why they're checking your papers. Because you shouldn't fucking be here. Democrat logic for you. Hey, let the criminal kill you and then we'll punish them. Yep. Even then, we'll see if they do or not. Even then, we'll see if they actually punish people or not. Because I heard last night. Here, actually, let's find that. Zarutska. Let's see if we got the story on this one. Wait, what is this? Oh, interesting. Should have been jailed before his the murder. Let's see. I had heard a certain thing about this story, and I need to double check that it's real before I repeat it. So let's let me see if I could find the article. Find an article on this. Let's see. No, I can't. I can't confirm it. Okay, I'm not gonna repeat it then. Not gonna repeat it. I can't confirm what I heard. Let's see. Let's jump to. We got one more story. We're gonna start winding things down here. Start talking about some better stories and more uplifting stories. I got one more that's not quite uplifting, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. They're arresting them because they're Latino and they are Latin citizens. And well, we all like the movie E.T. and think it's our duty to make sure they go home. Yeah, E.T. go home, dude. E.T. go home. That story about the Koreans being arrested by ICE should be plenty proof he isn't being racist toward Latinos and Mexicans. Right, he's targeting everyone that is in the country illegally. But the thing with that Korean story, Boosh, is a lot of that actually ended up being wrong. Most of those people were legally here, if not all of them. So, well, I'll probably give an update to that story. I was talking about it with Matt Stork. South Korea might be suing the Trump administration over human rights violations, and they actually might have a case. Because if these people are here legally, they're here legally to work, and then you're arresting them and putting them in chains, which they were, legitimately put in, like, full-body chains, they might have a case. Might have a case. Jump to this next story. We got 3 more stories to go, guys. I am going to ask again, if you guys want to support the channel, make sure you like, share, all that good stuff. And if you really want to support me, the biggest thing to support me, obviously, is going to be like and sharing. But also, I do this in my own spare time. I look for all these stories for you guys, give my opinions on things. And if you ever want to send in Rumble rants, it is, of course, greatly appreciated. It allows me to keep continuing to do this stuff, especially in a place like California. I don't want to leave California, but I feel like I may have to at some point. It's unfortunate, but I don't want to cede the ground to these commies. I really don't want to cede ground to these commies. California is such a beautiful state, such a beautiful, beautiful state. It's the people that are ugly. The people of California that make it ugly. California itself is an amazingly beautiful place. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that. It's really crappy. I'm just saying he also went after them. Yeah, he's going after them. I think there's probably been stories of Canadians getting caught up in it too. But anyway, let's jump to this. I think this is a good story. Guys, winning from the Gateway Pundit. Winning. House Appropriations Committee unanimously has passed an amendment to defund all NIH-funded transgender animal experiments. Why were we funding this in the first place? Why were we funding this in the first? Why were we making monkeys and animals transgender? Why were we giving them sexual reassignment surgeries? In a significant victory for fiscal conservatives and animal welfare advocates, the House Appropriations Committee has unanimously passed the amendment to the what's called the continuing resolution. They're trying to work out a spending bill for next year. So basically, they're going to, in the next spending bill, they're going to remove the funds that were for this. But the spending bill that would prohibit the use of taxpayer dollars for bizarre and controversial transgender experiments in animals. Great. Now, if we could stop them from doing the maximum pain experiments and the beagle puppy experiments, those are next. Hopefully. The amendment which was added to the spending bill states explicitly, Secretary blank, none of the funds made available by this act may be used for research on vertebrate animals for the purpose of studying the effects of drugs, surgery, or other interventions to alter the human body, including by disrupting the body's development, inhibiting its natural functions, or modifying its appearance to no longer correspond to its biological sex. The amendment was first proposed by Rep. Paul Gosar in May, who was working with White Coat Waste Project. White Coast Waste Project, big W's on them, guys, because they're the ones that have been hammering this stuff home with our government abusing animals. A watchdog group focused on ending wasteful taxpayer-funded animal experimentation. The full FY26 NIH spending bill advanced out of committee and now heads to the full House for a vote. If approved by Congress and signed into law, this provision would permanently bar NIH-funded labs from using tax dollars on such experiments, ensuring no repeat of the disturbing practices uncovered earlier this year. I just realized, where's my phone? I don't know where my phone's at. Probably on my bed. Anyway, last month, White Coat Waste, a taxpayer watchdog dedicated to ending cruel animal testing, exposed how NIH grants totaling over $22 million were used to fund transgender experiments at institutions like Boston Children's Hospital and the University of Florida. In these studies, young male rhesus macaws were dosed with estrogen to simulate feminizing hormone therapy for transgender individuals, leading to physical changes, probably damages too, such as enlarged nipples, vascularized skin on their hips and thighs. The monkeys were then injected with mRNA-based vaccines, disrupting their immune systems, and one animal, identified as RH-12, was euthanized after developing severe scrotal edema. Wow, okay. I don't even know if I want to read the rest of this. Yeah, we're gonna move on. It's over. It is over. You guys can, if you want to read the whole article, you can go to my Discord and read the whole thing. We don't need to read the whole thing. I just wanted to know that it was over. We don't need to go into detail about how they were torturing these animals. Lots of money was being allocated towards this, $22 million. Additionally, White Coat Waste investigations led to the NIH closing its in-house beagle laboratories after revelations of brutal experiments pumping bacteria into dogs' lungs and inducing septic shock, marking the end of 40 years of such practices. Jeez, man. Through relentless advocacy, White Coat Waste has influenced groundbreaking legislation and policies, such as the first ever federal rules allowing lab survivors to be retired and adopted as pets across various agencies, including the NIH, VA, DoD, FDA, as well as the passage of the first state law banning taxpayer-funded maximum pain tests on dogs and cats. Only why maximum pain on... Wait, whoa, pause? They were doing it to cats and dogs, too? Of course they were. Of course they were. Of course it wasn't just monkeys. I hate our government. Our government sucks. Our government sucks. Guido, he didn't just turn it down and he had them give it up to the Kirk family. Wait, what, Guido? My wife just sent me a headline that Tyler Robinson's dad turned down the reward money. Guido, he didn't just turn it down. He had them give it to the Kirk family. All great questions for Alec Jones. Well, if that is the case, Guido, good on that guy. Good on the Robinson father. He didn't want to take the reward money. Good. Good. He gave it to the Kirk family. Scrotal edema is a buildup of fluid, so their balls essentially became water balloons. Oh my god. I titled a video recently. It's government horrors beyond your imagination. Government horrors beyond your imagination. Guys, they're inflating the balls of monkeys. I can't even joke about that, man. They're literally inflating the balls of monkeys. I can't even joke about that. Like, that's literally... Government's crazy, man. Government's crazy. Let's move on to some stories that are not doom and gloom. We're gonna move on to the last two stories I have that are not doom and gloom. I'm just gonna pull up this isn't like a feel-good story. This is just a cool story. I just thought this was cool. So we're gonna move on to this. I don't know why. I keep getting like... I don't know why. The first image for New York Post keeps like just being a black square. I don't know why. Alex Jones' voice. They're making the fucking frogs gay. Horrors or horrors? Both. It's from infections and bad reactions. Yeah, but they're also inducing it. Alright, this is just a cool story I wanted to bring up. This is from yesterday. We got this from the New York Post. Wreck of ghost ship schooner that sank 140 years ago has been discovered in Lake Michigan. This is just pretty cool, guys. I mean, they have like a scanning that they took of it. They scanned it and were able to get a picture of it. The wreck of a ghost ship cargo schooner that sank off of a Wisconsin coastline during a furious storm has finally been uncovered 140 years later. A team led by researcher Brandon Bailod found the remains of the F.J. King on June 28th. The Wisconsin Historical Society and Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association confirmed Monday. Balad, who had been leading the search for the long-lost vessel, told the Associated Press in an email that the discovery came after decades of researchers scouring the depths of Lake Michigan. The shipwreck was discovered off Bailey's Harbor, a small community of 280 people on Wisconsin's Door Peninsula that stretches into Lake Michigan. The F.J. King, a 140-foot, three-mast cargo schooner built in Toledo, Ohio, in 1867, was carrying iron ore from Escanaba, Michigan, to Chicago on September 15th, 1886, when a powerful gale tore into the vessel. This is the actual, scanning of the boat. Looks really cool. Waves up to 10 feet ruptured the ship's seams. Despite efforts by Captain William Griffin and his crew to pump water out of the ship, it sank around 2 a.m. The vessel's stern deckhouse was also blown away, sending Griffin's papers flying 50 feet into the air. The crew was eventually rescued by another passing schooner and taken to Bailey's Harbor. Conflicting reports about the schooner's location long thwarted researchers' efforts to find the sunken boat. Since the 1970s, shipwreck hunters combed the area but came up empty-handed, earning the F.J. King a reputation as a ghost ship. Balad, who long suspected Griffin may have been disoriented in the storm when he reported where the ship sank, decided to focus on a 2-square-mile area based on a lighthouse keeper's report. His team's research ended with a side scan radar revealed a large object, 140 feet long, located half a mile from the keeper's reported sighting. A few of us had to pinch each other, Balad said in the announcement. After all the previous searches, we couldn't believe we had actually found it, and so quickly. He said the hull appears to be intact, surprising searchers who expected to find it in pieces due to the weight of the iron ore the schooner was carrying. The Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association has discovered 5 wrecks in the last 3 years. Earlier in 2025, the group found the steamer L.W. Crane in the Fox River of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as well as the tugboat John Everson and schooner Margaret A. Muir off Algoma, Wisconsin. Balad discovered the schooner Trinidad off Algoma in 2023. Really cool finding old shipwrecks. Gives us a lot more information about history and stuff like that. Just really cool. Imagine that being your job, man. I mean, like, I like what I'm doing. I like talking about the news and stuff, but that'd be really badass. Your job is to go and look for sunken ships. Pretty sick. But I just wanted to bring that story up because I thought that was cool. Let's see. That's not a ghost ship. The crew was alive, and we know what happened to them. Well, the reason they were calling it a ghost ship was because they weren't able to find it. But the reason they weren't able to find it is because it sunk during a storm, and then there was conflicting reports as to where it actually sunk. But, you know, modern technology requires modern solutions. They figured it out. All right, guys, last story. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, share the video, share the stream, all that good stuff. If you want to send in any Rumble rants to make me read them, now's your time to do it before I end the show. We're going to go to this last story, though. Please find... Oh, wait, I should probably put the story up, huh? Probably should put the story up on the thing here. Please find 5-year-old at Chick-fil-A. To parents' surprise, he walked there alone. Police in Jacksonville, Florida turned up at a family's door earlier this summer to break some unexpected news. Their 5-year-old had wandered off to Chick-fil-A by himself. Chick-fil-A employees at a restaurant on San Jose Boulevard in Jackson called police after finding the boy, 5-year-old William, around 7 a.m. on June 24th, according to a September 3rd news release from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. You get that knot in your stomach because you know somebody else who's a parent is missing their child. Ryan Perry, a police officer with JSO District 3, who responded to the call, said in a video shared by the department. After traversing nearby neighborhoods with William in their patrol car, officers found the boy's home and awoke his parents to the news. You could just see the look on their face. It would be for any parent, including myself, it's disbelief. In a statement shared with USA Today, Eric Gillis, local owner-operator of the Chick-fil-A restaurant involved in the incident, extended sincere gratitude for the officers who responded for their swift, compassionate, and professional actions in ensuring his well-being. This heartwarming outcome truly reminds us of a strong community where we are part of. So watch the video. It says, in the body cam footage from the incident shared by JSO, 5-year-old William is seen sitting at a booth inside the restaurant, donning bare feet and a red sweater. As we walked in, we see a little kid sitting at the table eating his breakfast with one of the managers, Brian Kelly, a police officer with JSO District 3, who responded alongside Perry, said in the video, "We asked where he came from, and he kept saying he walked to Chick-fil-A." Quote, "Are you going to take me to jail?" William asked the officers as he led the boy out to the patrol car. While William didn't know his address, he did tell officers that he lived on a nearby street in a home with a white fence outside. Once they found the home, Perry and Kelly climbed over the fence to bring the boy back to his parents. How did he get over the fence? How did he open the fence? My initial thoughts were, I can't believe he came out of here. It's the most secure house on the block in reference to having a fence all the way around front and back sides. Yeah, they even said that they had to climb over it. Kind of scary, parents say after son walks to Chick-fil-A. William's parents, identified by their first names Phil and Victoria, appeared surprised in body cam footage when police broke the news of their son's morning adventure. He was down at the Chick-fil-A. Are you kidding me? And then it says William's mother told police she believed he unlocked the front door of the house. He knew the route to Chick-fil-A because the family has walked to the restaurant before. He said he opened the gate and couldn't find you all and went down the street. Wow. It's kind of scary, actually, because we didn't realize what was going on until after we came out. Wow. Yeah, I guarantee you they're going to be putting child locks on a lot of stuff now. This kid's going to be locked down. To be clear, William's parents are not in any trouble. They had several safety measures in place, but this is a good reminder to teach kids their home address, parents' names, and a phone number. It could make a big difference in an emergency. Yeah, thankfully he was nearby. Thankfully he knew general descriptions of his house. But yes, if he knew a phone number or an address, that definitely would have been a lot better. But you can't expect too much from a 5-year-old. I just thought this was a hilarious story. Are you gonna take me to jail? No, dude. You walked to Chick-fil-A. You're not in trouble, but you do need to go home. You don't have to go. You do have to go home, and you can't stay here. So, fence is about to get a 4-foot height extension and a lock. Is also going to be included on that. Bro, just saying Chick-fil-A nuggets are the shit. Exactly. He just wanted his nuggets, man. Wanted his nuggets. We've only had a Chick-fil-A for like 5 years near me. I'm so thankful. Well, I'm surprised they didn't charge them. It wasn't too long ago that some lady got arrested for child endangerment for letting her 10-year-old walk to the effing store. Well, it's circumstantial, right? The reason that they're not in trouble is because he wandered off on his own, and they had multiple barriers that he had to get through on his own in order to get out. So that's why they're not being charged or targeted. But as far as if they gave him permission to do that, I don't think they should do that. No, I don't think a 5-year-old should be wandering the streets in today's society. I don't think a 10-year-old should be either. Honestly. Like, if I have kids, my kid is not walking to school. I'm not letting my kid walk to school. And that's assuming I even let them go to public school. I send my 12-year-old to the grocery store all the time. And I'm sure it's fine. It depends on the community you're in. It's just there's too many dangerous places nowadays. Too many dangerous places. You got to be responsible for your kids. Protect your kids, man. Protect your kids. What would you rather do? Would you rather walk with your kid or let them walk alone and have something happen? I'm glad the cops actually considered the circumstances and applied it accordingly. No one should be arrested for this accident. Yeah, no, I don't think the parents are at fault for this. This is just the kid wanted his nugs, man. We literally know everyone in town, though. Only 600 of us here. Yeah, if you're in a small town, I guess it's probably fine. But, like, most places in California, it probably wouldn't be. It's just, it's circumstantial. Anyway, guys, I think that about does it for the news today. Look at that. We did almost a 2.5 hour long show. Wow. Round of applause, guys. Round of applause. And I will be back tomorrow with more news. Same time, 8 a.m., and we'll go as long as I need to, just like I did today. I know yesterday I only went for an hour. I had to do a bunch of errands and whatever else. But today I didn't have any errands to do, at least not yet. I do have to go take care of some stuff, but I'm going to go do that now. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share the video, all that great stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Get access to all the premium emotes, all that good stuff. I'm going to add the Ron Swanson emote. That I'm going to add that one. Where did you get that? Did I... Wait. Oh, I do have the clapping emote. Yeah, guys, clap emotes or throw tomatoes at me. Either one. Dance it out. All that good stuff, guys. Put those emotes in there. Hell yeah. Look at that. Clap, clap, tomatoes, dance it out. Did you get your car looked at? Yes, Tactical Tinker, if you want an update to that. It is the air intake. I need to clean it, so not a big issue. I could probably do that myself. So I just need to clean the air intake, and we're good. At least, well, mostly. I have other issues. My car makes noise when I unlock it, and I also need to fix the back passenger door again because it's not latching, or it won't unlatch, I should say, from the outside. So I need to reattach that, which I have before. I know how to do it. It's just that what happened is I fixed it and I rigged it up in a way to where it kind of worked. And then what happened was someone closed my door and had the seatbelt lodged in the door, and I had to pull the door really hard in order to get it open, and it became dislodged again. So now I got to fix that. But I just haven't wanted to work on my car because it's too fucking hot. So I don't really want to go work in 98 degree weather, and there's no trees outside of my house because my parents decided to get rid of all the shade. All of the shade, including my neighbors. My neighbors thought it would be a great idea, too. Everyone on my street was just like, you know what would be a great idea? Let's get rid of the trees. No more shade. No more. We don't need shade. I get the pipes and stuff, you know, the roots grow into the pipes or whatever, but no, I want my shade. I want my shade. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Thank you for hosting. Great show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. This show wouldn't exist without you guys, and I am incredibly thankful for you guys. So anyway, I got to find someone to raid out to. Let me go see who's live right now. Let's see who is live. Who is live on the Rumbles? Oh, that's really cool. Rumble is let's see, pull this back up. Rumble actually changed their logo to the American flag, which is fucking based. I commented on X because apparently they're doing the American flag in honor of Charlie Kirk. What I added is that not only is it for Charlie Kirk, but it could also be used to celebrate America's 250th birth year, however you want to put it. So absolutely great stuff. I'm actually gonna you guys are telling me to raid Joey. I'm actually gonna go raid Live in Yankee. Music and chat. He's doing music right now. Nah, never mind. Sorry, Yankee. I don't want to raid you if you're doing music. Let's see. Thoughtcast with Jeff. What's Thoughtcast talking about? Hate speech versus free speech. It's a trap. Bondi talks hate speech laws and calls for violence. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Thoughtcast. So let's send them over. Thoughtcast is cool. I haven't sent them over yet in a little while. If you guys want to go watch Joey play video games, then yes, of course, go watch Joey. But I'm gonna send you guys to another guy talking politics. Thoughtcast is pretty cool. Let's see what's he talking about.
Justified in doing that. That's what so it's like this opposing arguments that we see happening.
There we go. Guys, go let them know I sent you in. Go let them know. Go let your voice be known. What's up, guys? Guys, go over to Jeff. Go over to Jeff.
Tyler Today News.
Go to Jeff. Thank you, guys. Go send them over there. I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he does the little graphic with that. I love it.
Miss Twinkle Toes, me too. I know.
I'm so tired of talking about Israel. Isn't everyone?
They just can't leave it out. There's so much going on, and they keep having. I mean, Marco Rubio went there yesterday. We had a picture of like 100 members of Congress over there from. I think it's within 72 hours.
Well, sounds like he's talking about some pretty based stuff. So you guys go and check that out. Let him know I sent you. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to end with any music today. I think we went on long enough. I'll just play my outro. I don't normally play the outro. But we'll just we'll do the outro today. Later, guys. Peace out.